Chapter 1, Taoyuan Academy, opposite Shrek Academy. Student, your bone structure is extraordinary. You're a one-in-a-million spirit master talent. Consider joining Taoyuan Academy. With our guidance, your future will be limitless. On Douluo Continent, in Soto City, Li Yuesong sat on a bench, listless as he recruited for Shrek Academy. Across the way, a newly opened rival, Taoyuan Academy, had set up directly opposite Shrek, and its speaker was doing his best to poach passersby. Flender, who was overseeing Shrek's recruitment, watched in disbelief. Only a few days ago, Taoyuan Academy had suddenly appeared across the street. If it kept recruiting, it would cut into Shrek's student pool, and Flender wasn't pleased. Perched beneath a flowering peach tree in front of Taoyuan Academy stood a tall, striking young man, maybe 17 or 18, calling out to anyone who passed. "Are you talking to me?" Ning Rongrong asked without much expression. Wang Sheng, Taoyuan's recruiter, nodded. "Yes, my teacher said 2 girls would come today, one in black, one in white. I thought that might be you. Oh, and there's a lively girl with rabbit ears who might be worth considering too. Is that you?" He glanced at the small figure beside Tang San. "Does your teacher have precognition?" Wang Sheng's words sounded bold. Ning Rongrong was amused. "It's just a trick to fool people." Zhu Zhuqing's voice was flat. "Whatever your teacher says has never been shown to be wrong. Don't slander him. You can't force us to join Taoyuan Academy, but do not insult my teacher." When Wang Sheng said teacher, his tone turned reverent. 6 years earlier, it was his teacher who had taken him on as a registered disciple, changing his life and setting him on the path of a spirit master. Tang San shrugged. "Probably just a sales ploy. It might fool others, but not us." "Sorry, we already have a teacher." Tang San added, "Grandmaster told us to join Shrek Academy. We're not interested." "Teacher, Huo Wu and I want to enroll at Shrek Academy." Tang San pulled Huo Wu with him and paid 20 gold coins to Li Yuesong. Li Yuesong checked their spirit realms and nodded. "Are you both of age? Are you both spirit grandmasters?" "Yes." Indeed, little freaks. Congratulations, you're accepted into Shrek Academy. Mubai, take them inside." Having confirmed Tang San and Huo Wu's qualifications, Li Yuesong registered them. Wang Sheng kept talking over his shoulder. "If you're thinking of Taoyuan Academy, don't. We just started. We only have 1 student so far. The teacher hardly shows his face. 9 times out of 10, we don't have much to offer. Whether you come to Shrek or to our little Taoyuan, that's up to you." Flender, who had just collected a few hundred gold coins from other new recruits, was in a good mood. "You should be enrolling here with me. Why not join Shrek?" Dai Mubai glanced at Zhu Zhuqing with interest, eyes flickering. He spoke quietly. Zhu Zhuqing's face stayed impassive, but she still nodded and paid the fee. "Sigh. Another day without new students for my teacher." Wang Sheng bristled. "Of course a trash school can't recruit anyone when it opens right opposite Shrek. Move out quickly, or I'll find someone to smash you sooner or later." Dai Mubai turned and met Wang Sheng's glare. He felt a powerful, predatory presence, the kind that could stand toe-to-toe with his own ferocity. The proverb about 2 tigers on 1 mountain came to mind. "Is this a provocation?" he asked. "So what? Strength is king," Wang Sheng shot back. Dai Mubai clenched his fists, contempt on his face. "Those who avoid conflict are second-rate," he thought. "Our Taoyuan doesn't pick fights, and we aren't afraid either." "Wang Sheng, level 28 Spirit Grandmaster, Spirit Battle Tiger. Please enlighten me." Wang Sheng's spirit manifested, his body filled out, a character like King seeming to appear on his forehead. 2 spirit rings, 1 yellow and 1 purple, glimmered at his feet. "The second ring is purple," someone muttered. "A 1,000-year spirit ring. What sort of monster is he? But it's a pity. Even with a purple second ring, being in your 20s, you're still too weak." "Ha, I have a 1,000-year ring too. Tiger spirit, white tiger." Dai Mubai stamped, and 3 spirit rings, yellow, yellow, purple, appeared. He sneered. "Dai Mubai, level 37 Battle Spirit Elder. Little ones, watch closely. The gap between Mubai and this Wang Sheng is the gap between Shrek and Taoyuan." Flender folded his arms, unimpressed. "Level 37 at 14 or 15, Shrek's students are something else." Tang San observed calmly. He'd fought Dai Mubai before and knew just how strong he was. Wang Sheng, by contrast, seemed like an ordinary braggart. Dai Mubai decided to end the confrontation quickly and show Shrek's superiority. He launched his second spirit skill. White Tiger Light Wave, Wang Sheng answered with his own roar. Second spirit skill, Fierce Tiger Roar. A tiger phantom snarled behind him and surged forward. The roar's power exceeded Dai Mubai's light wave. It scattered Mubai's attack and crashed into him squarely. Mubai grunted in surprise. No wonder the ring was a 1,000-year one. Dai Mubai activated his third spirit skill at once. White Tiger Vajra Transformation. His muscles bulged, black stripes appearing across his skin. He charged, furious, teeth bared. You asked for it, Tang said flatly. The result is decided. He knew the Vajra transformation was frighteningly strong, drastically amplifying Dai Mubai's physical power. But Wang Sheng remained calm. He assumed a tiger descending the mountain stance and quietly intoned, First spirit skill, Tiger Soul, Tiger Form Fist. Spirit possession enhancement flowed through him. For a heartbeat, he became entirely tiger, graceful, lithe, and fierce. He sidestepped Dai Mubai's punch and launched a counterattack, a tiger pounce that struck Mubai in the chest. Mubai was slammed backward. Even with the Vajra transformation increasing his raw power, he couldn't match the speed and fluidity of Wang Sheng's tiger form. Wang Sheng finished with a domineering tiger tail kick to the abdomen. Dai Mubai was sent flying, crashing to the ground and coughing blood. How is this possible? My spirit is the white tiger, and my spirit power is higher. How could I lose to you? Mubai spat in disbelief. Spirit is the core of a spirit master, and spirit power sets the upper limit, Wang Sheng said calmly as he collected his stance. But flexibly using your spirit, integrating techniques, and achieving unity with it is just as important. My teacher taught me a set of tiger form fist techniques, and I train them every day. Even if my innate talent isn't as good, proper training and execution can beat raw power. Tang snorted inwardly. No teacher could match his own master, but Wang Sheng's performance had weight. Ning Rongrong's eyes sparkled. I want to join Taoyuan Academy, she declared on the spot. Wang Sheng beamed. Really? Wonderful. You'll be my teacher's first disciple. Ning Rongrong blinked. The first? What about you? Wang Sheng scratched his head, suddenly sheepish, the fierce aura fading. Actually, I'm only a registered disciple, not a true disciple. I'm more of an attendant. He taught me a lot, so I call him teacher in my heart. This is the first time he's taking a real disciple, though. I see. You're not a true disciple, yet you've learned so much. I wonder who this teacher is. He must be incredible. Ning Rongrong's curiosity about Taoyuan's mysterious teacher deepened. He's Su Ran, Wang Sheng said with a distant look, as if recalling a dream. Not only is he powerful, his appearance is unparalleled. You'll see for yourself when you meet him. Flender, meanwhile, stomped over to Dai Mubai and checked his injuries. His face darkened. You beat Mubai like this and then try to steal our students? Do you really think Shrek has no defenders? He gave Taoyuan two choices. Pay 500 gold coins for medical fees and move your school now, or I'll have Taoyuan Academy torn down. A heavy pressure emanated from Flender. His aura made the air thicken. Wang Sheng swayed and straightened into a tiger-form stance, jaw clenched. This was the pressure of a spirit saint-level powerhouse. If Flender struck, no matter how skilled Wang Sheng was, he stood little chance. Then a soft breeze brushed Wang Sheng's face and seemed to dissipate the pressure. A quiet voice rang out from within Taoyuan Academy. In a spirit master duel, a little scratch is normal. If every spirit master demands medical fees for every bump and bruise, then spirit masters might as well live in hospitals. The voice was light but composed. If Dean Flender wishes to spar, there's no need to trouble my student. I will accompany you for a few moves. Ning Rongrong looked up and saw a young man walking slowly out of the academy. He moved with an extraordinary bearing, dressed in white and wearing a mask patterned with immortal dragons and peach blossoms. The moment he appeared, every eye turned to him. Chapter 2. Su Ran, the world-renowned immortal master, takes Ning Rongrong as his disciple. Petals fell like snow as pink and white peach blossoms danced in the breeze, blanketing the ground. A young man walked slowly beneath the trees, his robes fluttering, his bearing extraordinary and refined, as if an immortal exiled from a higher realm had casually wandered into the mortal world. Teacher, it's all my fault for mishandling the recruitment. Please punish me, teacher. Wang Sheng lowered his head and cupped his hands, shame written on his face as he approached. Su Ran waved him off coolly. This isn't your fault. At least you didn't lose to Dai Mubai, and you didn't embarrass me. Teacher? He's the teacher of Taoyuan Academy? He's so young. Ning Rongrong's eyes widened. She had expected the Taoyuan Academy instructors to be younger than the two old geezers from Shrek, but not nearly their age. The teachers and students from Shrek Academy also glanced at one another, surprised. Suran let his gaze linger on Ning Rongrong for a moment, a helpless smile visible under his mask. He had initially thought Zhu Zhuqing would be the likeliest candidate to be recruited by Taoyuan Academy this enrollment. He had never expected to take in a little demoness from the seven-treasure glazed tile school. She was a bit willful, but as his first disciple, a little willfulness was acceptable. Indeed, if she had the strength to be willful, what was wrong with that? Ning Rongrong, I'll be your disciple. Ning Rongrong stuck out her tongue in an adorable display. The tiger-formed fist Wang Sheng had just demonstrated was exquisite, techniques that even Grandpa Sword might have been hard-pressed to teach. This teacher Suran could not be ordinary. All right, from now on, you are my disciple. Suran produced a peach blossom token and handed it to her. First disciple, Ning Rank. Spirit, 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda. Taoyuan Academy headmaster. Spirit power, rank 71. Divine show peach branch. Shared spirit upon taking. 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda. Shares disciple's spirit ability. Disciples successfully taken. All spirit ability durations increased by 10%. First spirit ability, JG Rumeng, plucking branches as dreams, illusion skill, 500 years, 550 years. Second spirit ability, a dream peach sword order, a peach branch sword flies from a dreamlike peach garden, pierces the soul, and kills, 1,000 years, 1,100 years. Third spirit ability, chaotic red flying snow, peach blossom branch, forms a chaotic flurry of flying swords, a turbulent storm, 3D 550 years, 3,900 years. Fourth spirit ability, Scarlet Moon Peach Bloom, peach immortal dances under the peach moon. A crimson moon descends and blooms with a hum, causing a violent explosion, 1,000 years, 11,000 years. Fifth spirit ability, Burning Flower, 1,000 peach slash, unleashes hundreds to thousands of peach immortal slashes instantaneously, stacked and launched with astonishing power, 2,000 years, 22,000 years. Sixth spirit ability, 9 luminaries peach blossom sword, combines the power of the 9 luminaries, Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu, producing 9 peach blossom swords with varied powers and effects, 40,000 years, 44,000 years. Seventh spirit ability, Red Dust True Body, 70,000 years, 77,000 years. Several other secret techniques suitable for cultivating the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda spirit have also been successfully sent as rewards. A panel of information flashed before Suran's eyes, and a quiet joy warmed him. Suran was not native to the Douluo Continent. He was a transmigrator. He had been fortunate to awaken the divine show peach branch spirit upon arrival, a top-tier immortal-grade spirit rumored to be even more advanced than Yue Guan's Qirong Tongtian chrysanthemum. After years of diligent cultivation, he had broken through to a rank 71 spirit saint. Then the world-renowned immortal master-disciple taking system had activated, granting him the ability to open Taoyuan Academy opposite Shrek Academy, accept disciples, and teach. The higher a disciple's aptitude, the richer the rewards. He could also share a disciple's spirit and spirit abilities. Wang Sheng's history with Suran explained his presence. Years ago, when Suran passed through Nuoding City, Wang Sheng was a work-study student no higher than rank 10, his mother gravely ill. Suran had given him gold to help pay for her treatment. Grateful, Wang Sheng dropped out of Nuoding Academy and attached himself to Suran as an attendant. Over time, he learned much from Suran and became something like a disciple in practice, though the younger man still called him teacher out of respect. Wang Sheng had grown from a raw novice into a spirit grandmaster of good aptitude and now served as Taoyuan Academy's gate guard and handyman, sometimes sneaking in lessons. Headmaster, this young man's aura is unusual. His spirit power is quite strong. Liu Song had already perceived the power radiating from Su Ran. Flender frowned. This masked youth could not be much older than Mubai and the others, yet his composure and spirit power fluctuations were not inferior to theirs. "This is the teacher of Taoyuan Academy? He looks so young," someone murmured. "He can't be many years older than us. He carries himself like someone from another world," Tang San added. "But why is he wearing a mask?" Huo Wu wondered. "Maybe he's hiding scars," Tang San speculated. "No matter how mysterious his aura is, at his age, he can't be the same rank as us," another voice declared. Flender stepped forward, irritation and calculation in his eyes. "Young man, opening an academy opposite ours and injuring our students, don't play games with us, especially not as one of the juniors." He offered two choices. 1. Merge Taoyuan Academy into Shrek, and I'll let you be a teacher here. 2. Pay 2,000 gold coins and move your school within 3 days. Then we'll consider it settled. Otherwise, we'll handle this according to the rules for spirit masters. Flender hoped to extort a heavy sum. Either outcome advantaged him. "As I said, if Headmaster Flender wishes to spar, I'm willing," Suran replied calmly, neither humble nor arrogant. He didn't intend to be baited by Flender's tricks. Flender sneered. "At your age, your spirit power is at most rank 40 or 50. The lowest ranked teacher at Shrek is a spirit emperor. You aren't qualified to be a teacher. I advise you not to make trouble." "Whether I'm qualified or not isn't for you to decide," Suran said. "Besides, in this age, even a spirit grandmaster below rank 30 can take disciples. Why not me?" He made the customary gesture to indicate acceptance of the duel. "Please make your move." Tang San's expression twisted with thinly veiled irritation. "Why do I feel like I'm being subtly insulted?" Flender's eyes narrowed. "I had a bit of admiration for you, but since you're so stubborn, don't accuse Shrek of bullying the young. If you can defeat Yuesong, this matter will be temporarily settled. Fail, and your Taoyuan Academy will become a ruin today." "Yuesong, go," Flender gestured. Li Yuesong rose from his stool. A long staff carved with intricate patterns manifested in his right hand. 6 spirit rings appeared around him, 1 white, 1 yellow, 3 purple, and 1 black, signifying his status as a spirit emperor. He didn't bother with flashy spirit abilities. He swung the staff and the wind whistled as it cleaved toward Suran. "Don't say this old man is bullying the young. I'll fight without spirit abilities. If you win, you earn my respect." "You talk too much," Suran replied. He shifted instantly. The air around his feet seemed to blur. The surrounding world took on a dreamlike quality. Peach blossoms flooded the sky, and a majestic peach tree burst into bloom behind him. From the tree, a shimmering peach blossom branch flew into Suran's hand, and beneath his feet 7 spirit rings appeared. Yellow, purple, purple, black, black, black. 7 rings, Spirit Saint. Chapter 3. Why does teacher always wear a mask? What a monstrous talent, a 7-ring Spirit Saint. So beautiful, his spirit is stunning, like a peach blossom immortal. It's like being in a fairyland. How could he have such a spirit ring configuration? The 4th ring is 10,000 years old. Am I dreaming? This can't be right. Teacher said the 2nd spirit ring shouldn't exceed 764 years, the 3rd shouldn't be more than 1,760 years, and the 4th should be only 3 to 5,000 years. He's over the limit by 5 or 6,000 years? When Suran's spirit rings manifested, the crowd froze. Huo Wu and Zhu Zhuqing trembled with a faint regret that they hadn't immediately accepted him as their teacher. Ning Rongrong stood amid the peach blossoms, eyes wide, utterly captivated by his spirit. Goodness, such a ring configuration, such a beautiful spirit. There probably isn't another like it on the whole continent. Flender, Daimubai, and the others were shocked, disbelieving that Suran could be a 7-ring spirit saint. The image they saw conjured itself in their minds. Blazing peach groves bloom like rosy clouds. A graceful youth wanders through fragrant splendor. White robes purer than snow dance with the wind. Handsome eyes reflect starlight and nature's beauty. With a single thought, a peach branch descends to the mortal world, resolving 10,000 years of karmic ties. Such a person belongs only to heaven. How often can one be found in the human world? 4th spirit ability, Scarlet Moon Peach Bloom, Suran called. He waved his hand casually, showing no interest in prolonging the spectacle for Shrek Academy. If they wanted a display, he would end it quickly. On the peach tree behind him, a scarlet moon of fruit formed. then descended gently from the lush branches. Though its motion seemed slow, in an instant it surged toward Li Yuesong. Li Yuesong swung at the peach moon. There was a thunderous boom as it exploded. The shockwave blasted Shrek's students back tens of meters. Peach petals scattered like shrapnel, slashing into anyone unlucky enough to be struck. Ning Rongrong's face drained of color. She flinched at the thought of her delicate skin being torn and scarred. Suran, holding a simple peachwood branch, intercepted every flying shard aimed at her without breaking a sweat. Ning Rongrong blinked, heart suddenly steady. Every move teacher makes is just too cool. Li Yuesong, however, collided with the heart of the Scarlet Moon peach bloom. His body was hurled like an arrow from a bow, bones shattered, limbs torn. He coughed up blood and howled in agony. "Teacher Yuesong," someone cried. "Li Yuesong, are you all right?" Flender shouted. "Do I look all right?" Li Yuesong spat blood, both physically and mentally devastated. "I concede." A faint voice cut through the commotion. "Dean Flender, am I now qualified to open an academy and be a teacher?" Flender and Li Yuesong glared at Suran. Flender ground his teeth. "Yes, you're qualified, and more than that, I hope your students will shine in the spirit fighting arena and perhaps even enter the All-Continent Elite Spirit Master Academy tournament." "They will. Thank you for your blessing." Suran remained infuriatingly indifferent, meeting Flender's sarcasm and thinly veiled threat with the same calm composure. "Let's go, Xiaosheng. Back to the academy." He led Wang Sheng and Ning Rongrong through the gates of Peach Blossom Spring Academy. Flender helped the injured Li Yuesong back towards Shrek Academy for treatment. Zhu Zhuqing watched the Peach Academy gates fade behind Suran and felt a pang of regret for not choosing to enroll there. Then she glanced at Dai Mubai, standing with his back turned, and a helplessness settled over her. Perhaps some things were fate. "Third brother, that teacher was so powerful just now. Did Grandmaster really want us at Shrek, not Peach Blossom Spring?" Xiao Wu asked, her bright eyes wide, already reconsidering her choice of academy. The students across from them were stronger, and their teacher had an elegance she'd never seen before. Perhaps Peach Blossom Spring would have been the better pick. Inside Shrek Academy, Zhao Wuji, who'd been acting as admissions examiner, looked up in surprise as Flender escorted the wounded Li Yuesong in, with Dai Mubai clutching his chest. "What happened? Who injured old Lai like that?" he demanded. "Say no more. I'm taking old Lai and Mubai for treatment." "Old Zhao, these are the newly recruited students. Just a simple strength assessment. Don't scare them off," Flender instructed. Zhao rubbed his head, puzzled. "We used to be strict and stern with assessments, weed out those who weren't qualified. Why only a simple test today? That's odd." He turned to the three newcomers. "Come on, release your spirits. Let me see what you've got." Back at Peach Blossom Spring Academy, the campus was tranquil and simple. Two blooming peach trees flanked the gate. The school emblem and plaque were carved from peach branches and petals, like the entrance to a paradise. On either side of the gate were security rooms, the ones Wang Sheng now managed. The main building was Suran's house, with a small garden, a clear pond with koi, and the lecture hall and training grounds beyond. To the left were the dormitories, and to the right the kitchen and utility rooms. A stone path lined with peach blossoms and red maples led them toward the lecture hall. There Ning Rongrong performed the formal disciple acknowledging ceremony. Afterward, Suran pointed to the first room on the left. "You'll live here from now on. Get used to the place. Peach Blossom Spring might have a nicer campus than Shrek, but life here is tougher." Previously, Wang Sheng handled food and hygiene. From now on, you'll share the duties. He'll take care of the outer campus, and you'll handle the inner campus, Suran added. "Yes, teacher," Wang Sheng bowed slightly. "What? I have to sweep and cook too?" Ning Rongrong blurted, incredulous. Suran only smiled faintly and then walked away across the garden path toward his room, leaving one last instruction. "I'll be lecturing in the classroom tomorrow morning. Don't be late." "What the?" Ning Rongrong muttered, frowning in disbelief. "What kind of teacher is this? A home Sect teacher who makes students wash clothes, cook, and clean? I warn you, now that you're teacher's disciple, don't slander him, or I won't be polite," Wang Sheng said in a low voice, sensing her dissatisfaction. "But," Ning Rongrong protested, Isn't the first thing after acknowledging a teacher to be made to do chores? That makes no sense. It makes perfect sense, Wang Sheng said earnestly. Teacher says if you can't sweep one room, how can you sweep the world? If you can't do the basics well, you can't become a top spirit master. As the saying goes, practice makes perfect. Teacher says even chores like sweeping, scrubbing, and chopping can build unrivaled skills. That's nonsense. You can really develop unique skills from sweeping and chopping vegetables? Ning Rongrong gaped. It's what teacher said, Wang Sheng replied helplessly. Anyway, I can't go into the inner courtyard much, so it's up to you now. Look after teacher's daily needs. I'm going to train, Ning Rongrong said. I still need to do tiger form fist 10 more times today. Hey, are you recruiting students or maids for the teacher? Wang Sheng teased. Both, he grinned. Ning Rongrong was speechless. She looked back once at Suran's neatly kept garden and then asked, almost absently, Let me ask you something. Why does teacher always wear a mask? Perhaps teacher is too handsome, Wang Sheng answered with a straight face. Ning Rongrong's mouth formed a small, puzzled, as the two of them walked toward their new room under a canopy of falling peach petals. Chapter 4. A support should add defense. The next morning, the sun rose over Chenxi, casting a pale light across the peach groves of Taoyuan Academy. Inside one of the classrooms, the quiet was broken by the sharp crack of a bamboo board and the high-pitched cry of a girl. You were 2 full quarters late. The penalty is 30 strikes to the palm. If you're late again, the punishment will double. Understood? Suran held the board and delivered the 30 strikes to Ning Rongrong's palm. Tears welled in her eyes. Her hand was already bruising and purple. I only overslept a little. 30 strikes? Teacher, that's too harsh. I want to drop out. I'll go to Shrek Academy next door. You're free to transfer if you want, Suran said without sympathy. Think it through yourself. Wang Sheng, standing politely to the side, stepped in with a sensible suggestion. Student Rongrong, teacher's one-on-one instruction is rare. Why not listen to today's lesson before deciding? Ning Rongrong pouted, still smarting. Even at home, her elders had never disciplined her like this. The injustice burned on her face. But Wang Sheng had also said something the day before. Teacher Suran wore a mask because he was very handsome. Even if he was cruel, she had to see for herself. She sat down grudgingly, resolved to at least find out if he was as handsome as rumored, and to learn what he could teach. Suran walked to the blackboard and with a single sweeping motion, wrote the lesson title in large characters. Core Cultivation of Support Spirit Masters. Bring out your spirit, he said indifferently. Ning Rongrong forced her hand forward. A trembling glow spilled from her palm, and the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda appeared, radiant and proud. The 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda is hailed as the finest support spirit on the continent, she declared, chest swelling with pride. It is well regarded, Suran agreed coolly. But the limitations of support-type spirits are significant. In many cases, they act like useless spirits. Ning Rongrong's expression froze. Useless? The #1 support spirit on the whole continent is useless? She bristled. Support spirits are all about amplification and healing, boosting teammates' strength and sustain in battle. And what is their main weakness? Suran asked. Lack of attack power and the inability to fight alone, she snapped. That's why teams always protect their support. You can't just call them useless. Suran shook his head. You're focusing on the wrong weakness. The real problem in Spirit Master duels isn't lack of destructive power, it's lack of self-preservation. He turned to the board and began to break it down in numbers. Ning Rongrong listened, eyes narrowing. In most teams, he said, a support Spirit Master needs either a defense-type Spirit Master or an offensive Spirit Master to guard them. In a 7-person team, that means the presence of a support effectively reduces the team's offensive capacity by 2 slots out of 7, one for the support, one for their protector. That's a 2/7 reduction in raw offensive manpower. He continued, take the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda at early stage. It can give about a 20% boost to strength and speed, but it can't instantly buff the entire team. If the support can only effectively assist 5 attackers, the net boost to the whole team is 20% times 5/7, which equals about 1/7. So while the team loses 2/7 offensive power, it gains 1/7 from the support's buff. That's a net loss. Ning Rongrong's face flushed. Seeing the math laid out made something click into place, but it stung. So you're saying the support actually weakens the team unless the support reaches about the four-ring spirit ancestor level, Suran finished. At that level, your spirit's boost can reach around 40%. 40% times 5 sevens equals 2 7, which just offsets the loss. Only when a support is above 4 rings can the enhancement become truly meaningful. Below that, replacing the support and their protector with 2 additional offensive or control spirit masters is often more effective. Wang Sheng, diligently taking notes at the side, nodded. What if the support also has offensive capability? Then the advantage grows, Suran said, and there's another scenario to consider. Ning Rongrong's jaw dropped. Wait, how can a support spirit master protect themselves? How can they have offensive power? This is the core of today's lesson, Suran said, his voice unreadable behind the immortal dragon mask. If a support spirit master does not require a dedicated protector, if they have sufficient self-preservation ability, then the team's weakened strength drops to only 1/7 because only the support slot is taken. And if that support can directly buff 6 teammates, an early-stage 20% boost becomes 20% times 6 sevens, which is about 1.27. That's a net gain compared to the 1/7 lost by having 1 non-offensive slot. He glanced at Ning Rongrong. If a support can also deal damage, control the battlefield, or defend themselves, their value multiplies. In short, a support should add defense. Ning Rongrong looked stunned and a little indignant. I'm not listening. I don't believe it. Suran's tone hardened. Before this class officially begins, if you still want to quit, you may leave now. I, Suran, do not teach disciples who are insincere, indecisive, or likely to betray me. Chapter 5. 7 Treasure Golden Bell Shield. Teacher, I want to learn this. In the classroom at Taoyuan Academy, Ning Rongrong bit her lip and declared she would no longer drop out. She wanted to learn how a support spirit master could raise her own defenses. Not leaving anymore? Then write a self-criticism admitting your mistake, Suran said calmly, sitting on the podium. Ning Rongrong was full of grievance. She had never suffered like this before. How do I write a self-criticism? You don't even know what you did wrong, so there's no point teaching today. Wang Sheng, stand guard at the school gate and see if any other promising students pass by. We're recruiting. Suran set a secret manual of peerless techniques on the podium and spoke leisurely. I once wanted to train an unprecedented support spirit master who wouldn't need protection and who would have top-tier defense. Maybe I can't teach her after all. A support spirit master with top-tier defense? Ning Rongrong's heart leapt at the thought. The idea thrilled her, but she still hadn't the faintest idea how to write a self-criticism. A quarter of an hour later, she read aloud, trembling. Respected teacher Suran, I know I was wrong. Rongrong shouldn't have been late for class, and she shouldn't have gotten angry and said she wanted to drop out just because she was punished by the teacher. I deeply realize my mistake and beg the teacher to forgive me. I will never be late or leave early for class again, nor will I ever say I want to drop out again. A teacher for a day is a father for life. Teacher Suran will always be my dearest teacher. It's barely acceptable. If you make the same mistake again, it won't be solved with a written self-criticism, Suran said mildly. He wasn't petty. His student had confessed, so he wouldn't be unreasonable. Ning Rongrong pursed her lips. Those 2 short paragraphs had exhausted her. Then, teacher, can you teach me how to become a support spirit master who doesn't need others' protection? Of course, but it will require enduring a lot of hardship. Can you bear it? I can. Her eyes were steady and resolute. If she could remove the weakness of support spirit masters needing protection, she might become the strongest support in the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School, changing the place of support spirit masters in the spirit master world. Suran glanced at her and reached for her palm. Her delicate hand, unused to labor, was swollen and reddened. Does it hurt? He asked. Ning Rongrong looked at the masked teacher in front of her. Though his face was hidden, the bright eyes visible beneath the mask shone like stars, and a faint, refreshing scent drifted to her. Her heart fluttered, and her cheeks flushed. Had teacher softened toward her? Had he regretted punishing her? Then she would reluctantly forgive him. Ah, a shriek sliced through the classroom. Ning Rongrong's small palm had been stung by the bamboo board, and when Suran pinched it between two fingers, she felt as if it were the most painful thing in the world. Tears streaked down her face. She stared at Suran pitifully. He had clearly never learned how to treat a girl gently. "It'll hurt much more than this. 10 times, 100 times more," Suran warned. "7 treasure golden bell shield," he said, placing the secret manual before her once she had calmed. The cover depicted the 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda spirit, but it was different from Ning Rongrong's own pagoda. The pagoda on the manual was wrapped in 7 layers of majestic golden bell energy that made it look indestructible. Ning Rongrong stopped sobbing and wiped her eyes. "If I learn this, can I become the best support on the continent? A perfect support who doesn't need teammates' protection?" "It can't make you perfect," Suran corrected gently, "but it can bring the potential of the 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda to its fullest." He explained patiently. Each spirit ability of the 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda is fixed. No matter which spirit ring is absorbed, the spirit ability gained is the same. The pagoda-type spirit is inherently defensive, but because the glazed pagoda body is relatively fragile, it emphasizes support. The 7 treasure golden bell shield, when practiced to mastery, can reinforce your pagoda so it can defend itself, to the extent of human pagoda unity. After cultivating 7 layers of golden bell energy, the pagoda becomes near impervious to blades and spears and immune to water and fire. At high accomplishment, spirit masters of equal rank will struggle to harm you. You'll achieve a balance of support and defense, and even gain some offensive power. But to reach that level, you must refine your chi, temper your body, and refine your blood and bones. Each step will be far more painful than the hand-slapping you went through today. Can you do it? Impervious to blades and spears, immune to water and fire, the strongest support. Ning Rongrong's eyes flashed. "I'll learn it. I can endure anything." She thought of how support spirit masters in her school depended on Grandpa Sword and Grandpa Bone for protection. If she created this miracle, her father and everyone else would look at her differently. "Since you've decided, you must forge ahead. No matter how hard it gets, you must endure. I won't lower the standards because you're a girl. Think carefully," Suran warned. "I've thought it through. I want to add defense to myself. I want to learn the golden bell cover," Ning Rongrong said. Petals drifted in the breeze, and the classroom smelled faintly of spring. Holding the secret manual, she looked firm and determined. Suran regarded his new disciple, feeling the sense of purpose that came with teaching. Perhaps the great Tao should not be so narrow, reserved for him alone. Maybe he should pass it on. "As long as you truly want to learn, I will teach you well," he said. The first step in cultivating the golden bell cover is to build your chi, then temper your body. Starting today, you must practice standing pole and horse stance for 2 hours every day. Breathe in and out at noon and midnight, when the essences of sun and moon are richest, and learn to sense the acupoints throughout your body, whether in cold or heat, Suran outlined, preparing a training regimen. Ning Rongrong watched his serious face and brightened. "Teacher, I plan to practice diligently. Since I'm your direct disciple, shouldn't I at least know what you look like?" "How can a disciple not know their teacher's face?" she pressed. "Wang Sheng swore you were handsome, but you wear a mask every day." Suran paused. "It's just a facade. My peach blossom branch spirit is unique. Knowing my spirit is enough." "That's not fair. Unremarkable or not, I still want to see," she complained. "If you truly persist," Suran said with a hint of a smile, "once your 7 treasure golden bell shield reaches the introductory level and you achieve a small accomplishment, I will take off my mask and let you see. I only hope you won't be disappointed." "Okay," Ning Rongrong answered without hesitation. Chapter 6. Is your teacher human? Let him help with physical training? The first step in cultivating the 7 treasure golden bell shield is absorbing chi and refining the body. That requires learning correct breathing and directing spirit power so the body can hold chi. The second step is opening the acupoints, unblocking the meridians, invigorating the blood, refining the flesh, and condensing the golden bell chi around the body. That stage needs spirit power to cooperate and open the meridians. When the first thread of golden bell chi appears, a practitioner has truly set foot on the path. Opening all the acupoints and condensing the second thread marks minor achievement. For the coming weeks, Suran had laid out a strict cultivation routine for Ning Rongrong. Mao Shi, 5 to 7 a.m. Wake, wash, make breakfast, drink beast blood to nourish the blood, morning exercises to warm up. Face the first rays of the sun and, under its light, practice horse stance and the golden pile. 9 to 11 a.m. Morning class at the academy with teacher Suran. Learn the essentials of the 7 treasure golden bell shield, study human meridians, various acupoints, and so on. Wu Shi Wei Shi, 11 into 3 p.m. Lunch with spirit beast meat, inhale yang qi, refine the body with intense qi, consolidate the tower with yang qi. Reshapes, regular spirit power cultivation. Yu Shi, 5 to 7 p.m. Absorb the qi of the setting sun, temper the golden bell, increase weight bearing by 30 jin, sprinting speed by 10 kilometers per hour, and other benefits. Shu Shen, after dinner, a medicinal bath with beast blood. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Absorb the moon's essence, purify the body, and meditate. Taoyuan Academy, usually quiet and subdued, had come alive with Ning Rongrong's arrival. A month passed under Suran's careful guidance. Ning Rongrong had condensed her first thread of golden bell qi and begun connecting the major acupoints throughout her body. The system issued rewards as well. Suran, Spirit, Divine Show Peach Branch. Disciple Share Spirit, 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda. Shares all spirit abilities of the disciple. Shares the disciple's unique skill, 7 Treasure Golden Bell Shield. Disciple, Ning Rongrong, has condensed the first thread of Golden Bell Qi, rewarding the host with an extra 100 years added to all Spirit Ring lifespans. First Spirit Ability, JG Rumeng, Plucking Branches as Dreams. Illusion Skill, 550 years, 650 years. Second Spirit Ability, a Dream Peach Sword Order. A peach branch sword flying out from a dreamlike peach garden, capable of piercing spirits and killing, 1100 years, 1200 years. Third Spirit Ability, Chaotic Red Flying Snow. Peach blossom branches form a chaotic flurry of swords. A rampant current, 3900 years, 4000 years. Fourth Spirit Ability, Scarlet Moon, Peach Bloom. A peach immortal dances under a peach moon. The scarlet peach moon descends and blossoms with a hum, causing a violent explosion, 11,100 years. Fifth Spirit Ability, Burning Flower 1000 Peach Slash, instantly unleashes 100 peach blossom slashes with astonishing power, 22,100 years. Sixth Spirit Ability, 9 Luminaries Peach Blossom Sword, combines the power of the 9 luminaries, Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Raketu, to form 9 peach blossom swords, each with different powers and effects. 44,100 years. Seventh Spirit Ability, Red Dust True Body, 77,100 years. After a month of recuperation at Shrek Academy, teacher Li Yuesong could finally walk again. Dai Mubai's injuries had mostly healed too. Zhao Wuji, Oscar, and Ma Hongjun, slow to react at first, were stunned to learn that Li Yuesong and Dai Mubai had been defeated by a teacher and a student from Taoyuan Academy. Everyone knew Li Yuesong wasn't weak. He was a true spirit emperor and one of the strongest figures in Soto City. Boss Dai's white tiger spirit was peerless among Shrek's students, and yet he'd lost to another tiger. How was that possible? That evening, Oscar, Ma Hongjun, and the others leaned on the fence at Shrek's entrance, watching Ning Rongrong run with a weighted pack, sweat soaking her clothes. Is Taoyuan a spirit master academy or a martial arts boot camp? Oscar muttered. Why make her run outside like that every day? What use is it? Another asked. Poor little sister, someone else said. Half a month ago her skin was pale, now she's turned wheat-colored. I feel bad for her. I saw her crying while running before. She even collapsed from exhaustion and had to get up and keep training. That teacher at Taoyuan sure doesn't know how to treat a beauty. Such a pretty girl has to train like that. She should be kept indoors and pampered. Heh. Ma Hongjun, eyes shining with lust, inhaled as if trying to drink in her scent. He vaulted the fence and stepped directly in Ning Rongrong's path, just as she was heading back to Taoyuan Academy. She wiped sweat from her brow and blinked at the little fatty before her. Can I help you? She asked. My name's Ma Hongjun, a student at the neighboring Shrek Academy. You must have heard of me, he said, misreading the situation completely. I've been watching you for a long time. Will you be my girlfriend? No, Ning Rongrong answered flatly. Why not? Big Brother's manly and will treat you well. I can give you everything and won't let you suffer. Look at how they make you work at Taoyuan. Be Big Brother's woman. Come to Shrek. I'll let you live a good life. He grinned shamelessly. Ning Rongrong's face grew cold. Who would want to be with a man like this? Excuse me, I don't know you. Now move aside. I have to go back and cook for my teacher. Cook? Your teacher has students cooking for him? How shameless, Mahongjun bristled. Come home with me. I'll feed you. Fill your belly. Get lost, she said, disgust evident. Hey, don't go, he called as she turned away. You're so beautiful, but they make you wash clothes and cook at Taoyuan. They're exploiting you. And you're a support-type spirit master. They're treating a support spirit master like an attack type? I can't stand it. Is your teacher even human, making a support type cultivate their body like that? Ning Rongrong's steps faltered. Her face hardened. She'd spent the past month training under Suran and had come to trust him deeply. After all, he was the one opening her acupoints and refining her body. I'm warning you, she said quietly. If you insult my teacher again or keep bothering me, I won't be polite. Ha ha, little owl, did you hear that? She'll be impolite to me, a support-type spirit master, Mahongjun mocked, slapping his chest. Then go ahead and be impolite. Hitting is affection, scolding is love. After you hit and scold me, be my girlfriend. Fatty, stop fooling around. Let her go, Oscar advised. Fooling around? I'm serious. Mahongjun snapped. I don't even have a girlfriend. Are you going to help me, or are you going to let little San give Huo Wu to me? You guys made my Kuihua run off. You owe me a girlfriend. Get out, Oscar's patience frayed. At that moment, a thread of golden bell chi suddenly appeared on Ning Rongrong's body. She pivoted and delivered a clean kick. Mahongjun was slammed by the impact and flew over 10 meters, landing hard on the ground. He staggered to his feet and stared at her in disbelief. A support-type spirit master can have that kind of strength? He sputtered. Heh, Ning Rongrong said quietly, chest heaving from exertion. Mahongjun's eyes glittered instead of dimming with shame. Then this young master is even more excited. You can definitely withstand this young master's fierce assault tonight. Today, I will definitely conquer you. Chapter 7, A Woman's Fist. Watch closely. Wing Chun Inch Punch Phoenix Possession. Purple-red light surged from Mahongjun's body. His short hair lengthened and swept up into a mohawk. Long feathers sprouted along his exposed muscular arms, and his hands twisted into claws. 2 yellow spirit rings glowed beneath his feet. Ning Rongrong frowned. What an ugly spirit form, and he's a spirit grandmaster. 7 treasure glazed tile, emerge. First, strength. Second, speed. The 7 treasure glazed tile in Ning Rongrong's palm resonated with the golden bell belling. Cover already wrapped around her, instantly applying 2 supportive enhancement skills. Her strength and speed rose by 30%. Mahongjun laughed at her, and Oscar looked baffled. What good was that? Ning Rongrong had expected that reaction. Don't be so arrogant, she snorted. She had her reasons for doing this. You little girl asked for this fight. Today this young master will conquer you, you little support brat. Mahongjun curled his lip. Phoenix Firewire. The yellow spirit ring at his feet flared. Mahongjun opened his mouth and spat a stream of purple-red, high-temperature flame toward Ning Rongrong. The ray aimed low, as if to burn her clothes off. The flame hit Ning Rongrong and glanced off like it had struck the golden bell cover itself. The aura formed an indestructible bell around her, and the flames didn't burn her. The blast sent her stumbling back a few steps, but the golden bell cover absorbed nearly all the damage. Only a hairline crack appeared in it. Ning Rongrong's heart raced. This was the result of a month of grueling training with teacher Suran. Before she learned the 7 treasure golden bell cover, a single Phoenix Firewire might have seriously injured her. Now, the first layer of golden bell cover had taken it and held. No damage? Mahongjun's eyes widened. Oscar, a fellow support spirit master, was even more shocked. He knew how fragile supports usually were in a straight fight. Ning Rongrong felt a small, private thrill. Can a support add defense? You're weak, and you like to brag. Humph. Mahongjun mocked, but Ning Rongrong rolled her eyes right back. How weak? I'll show you. Ning Rongrong bristled. This young master won't lose to you." Humiliated, Ma Hongjun's second spirit ring flared. His body burst into flame. Phoenix of bathing fire. He roared and charged, spewing continuous streams of phoenix fire wire from his mouth, a terrifying, obscene torrent of fire. Wing Chun, little idea punch. Ning Rongrong dropped into a compact Wing Chun stance, feet set, body square. Her hands moved with simple, practiced motions, horizontal, sweeping, vertical, pressing, and surprisingly, they deflected the incoming flame like a series of blocks. The first layer of her golden bell cover was close to its limit. Wing Chun, inch punch. She had trained that move relentlessly for a month. Protected by the golden bell cover and enhanced by her buffs, Ning Rongrong drew her hand back and struck in an instant. Her punch met Ma Hongjun's phoenix firewire head-on. The force shattered the first layer of her golden bell cover, and the explosive impact hurled Ma Hongjun backward. He tasted blood, felt his head reel as if struck by an iron hammer, and spat out 2 front teeth. Ning Rongrong was stunned by the power she had just unleashed. When she first learned Wing Chun from Su Ran, she had thought it weak and feminine, a showy, soft style. She'd spent nights punching iron stakes until her hands were bruised and sore, not knowing why. Now, combined with the golden bell cover's solidity and her strength and speed buffs, that 1-inch, concentrated strike had the force to knock down a spirit grandmaster from the attack system. The teacher's methods were extraordinary. Even a support could stand toe-to-toe with an attacker. "Oscar, you seriously watch without helping? Fatty, you lost to a female support." Oscar gaped. "If I hadn't been careless and dodged, I would have incinerated her with my long-range fire." Ma Hongjun spat, blood mixing with rage. "My teeth!" Oscar muttered a spell and conjured a big recovery sausage out of thin air. Ma Hongjun swallowed it, and his wounds knit rapidly. Pain receded. Renewed and furious, he glared at Ning Rongrong. If I don't pin you down and make you scream today, then I'm not Ma Hongjun." After the sausage, his flame burned fiercer than before. Ning Rongrong's expression tightened. Her first layer of golden bell cover had been destroyed. Restoring it required a full circulation through her meridians, at least 2 hours. Ma Hongjun seized the advantage, keeping his distance and peppering her with mid to long-range phoenix firewire. The blasts knocked her backward over 10 meters and left holes burned through her clothes. Just when things looked bleak, Ning Rongrong felt a steady hand supporting her from behind. A single pink peach blossom petal drifted past like a soft punctuation. She turned and brightened. "Teacher, you're here." Su Ran spoke calmly, as if arriving on time mattered more than the chaos. "I saw you were late returning, so I came out to take a look." "Rongrong, watch carefully. This is Wing Chun's inch punch." Su Ran extended a hand beside her and formed it into a compact fist. In an instant, a 1-inch burst of sharp power erupted. It cut clean through all of Ma Hongjun's phoenix firewire. The blast struck him dead center, flipping him end over end. He tumbled across the ground, rolled 7 or 8 times, and came up covered in dirt and spitting soil. Chapter 8, Su Ran, the Protector. "Are you a teacher from Taoyuan Academy?" What kind of skill is it for a teacher to bully a student? A teacher must discipline bad students, but simply disciplining you would be too lenient. If a disciple isn't taught, it's the teacher's fault. Su Ran spoke calmly. "Wang Sheng, however he bullied Ning Rongrong, you answered him in kind. I'm going to Shrek Academy to speak with their teachers." Wang Sheng didn't wait for permission. He burst out of Taoyuan Academy, unleashed his war tiger spirit, and charged straight for Ma Hongjun. Su Ran walked slowly behind him toward Shrek Academy. Watching Su Ran's composed, protective back, Ning Rongrong's eyes shone like peach blossoms. When teacher isn't strict, he's really charming, she thought. Is he going to Shrek Academy to give them a piece of his mind? A teacher who protects his students is the most attractive. I hope I can reach the second layer of the Golden Bell soon. Then I'll see what teacher really looks like. Over the past month, even though she spent most of her time on special training, Su Ran had been present for much of it. He was strict during drills, but meticulous outside of them, preparing herbs and beast blood for her baths, warming water, tending her training injuries, even making brown sugar water during her period. Not even her father had ever been so thoughtful. Wang Sheng had told her that Su Ran had built his strength step by step through hard cultivation. He had pushed the age limit of the first spirit ring, and when it came to the second spirit ring, he had even skipped ranks and challenged a 1,000-year spirit ring. He had barely survived. What surprised Ning Rongrong most was how infatuated Wang Sheng sounded when he spoke of Su Ran's appearance. According to Wang Sheng, Su Ran had once been so beautiful that an entire city of young women had gone mad, pressing around him until not even water could pass. Noble daughters and even Spirit King or Spirit Emperor level families had tried to force marriage on him. He had barely escaped. After that, Su Ran wore a mask all the time to hide his face and avoid causing chaos. Ning Rongrong had thought it a story, too fanciful to be true, but she was curious. What face was hidden beneath that immortal dragon peach blossom mask? By the time Su Ran came back from Shrek Academy, the sun was setting. Ma Hongjin lay outside, black and blue, beaten within an inch of his life. He and Oscar finally understood why Boss Dai had lost to Wang Sheng before. Wang Sheng's tiger form fist, which he had practiced for years, had reached major achievement. Every punch felt like a real war tiger. Compared to that raw, single-minded power, weaklings who relied only on turn-based spirit abilities stood no chance. Oscar hovered nearby, offering big recovery sausages, but Ning Rongrong gave a cold snort and tossed 2 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda buff talismans to Wang Sheng, ensuring the beating continued. "Dean, avenge us! Taoyuan Academy is bullying people. Wah!" Ma Hongjin covered his swollen piggish face and wailed when he saw Flender appear. "Shut up, you brat! This is all your fault. I'll deal with you later." Flender scolded him, then turned and put on a contrite smile for Su Ran. "Dean Su Ran, this is our fault for not teaching this boy properly. I will definitely discipline him strictly. Please don't be angry. Let's not let this harm the harmony between Shrek Academy and Taoyuan Academy. It's fate that 2 Spirit Master Academies are neighbors." Su Ran's voice was calm. "You should know that. To be honest, I don't like coming to people's doors demanding explanations. I hope the world can be a little more peaceful." Of course, Flender replied obsequiously. Su Ran glanced at Ma Hongjun's disfigured face and, not without restraint, felt satisfied. The kid had earned it. "Let's go back to the academy. I trust Dean Flender will teach his students well from now on and won't allow them to harass young maidens." Ning Rongrong snorted disdainfully at Ma Hongjun and his crew, then walked back to the academy with Su Ran. Watching the serene pair leave, Ma Hongjun felt wronged. "Dean, why?" he complained. "When has our Shrek ever backed down? Is this just going to be dropped?" Flender glared at Ma Hongjun. "You still talk? You troublemaker. I'll fine you 100 gold coins for the academy's losses." "What, I have to pay money too?" Ma Hongjun wailed, on the verge of tears. "Fatty, 100 gold is nothing. Do you know what Su Ran did when he came to Shrek?" At that moment, Dai Mubai, Tang San, and several others came out of Shrek Academy with grim faces. "What did he do? Did he dare to be presumptuous? Do you think our dean and teacher Zhao are just decorations?" "He really did it," Dai Mubai said, eyes dark. He stared across at the white-clad figure by Taoyuan Academy with a hint of fear. Su Ran had broken into Shrek alone, claiming 3 of their students had beaten his juniors. Zhao Wuji, who was furious after seeing Li Yuesong severely injured earlier, had stepped up without hesitation. The result had been humiliating. Su Ran had beaten the immovable king until he looked like a torn fishing net. Zhao Wuji, renowned for his defense, had been pierced like a sieve by what had appeared to be a simple peach blossom branch and was now being carried off on a stretcher for emergency treatment. If the fight had continued, Flender feared Su Ran might have torn Shrek apart. They were already short on funds. This would only make things worse. "Fatty, you really are something," Tang San said. "Even Boss Dai lost to that Wang Sheng before. Why did you go provoke them? Old habits, huh?" Dai Mubai's face turned black. "I was careless before. I didn't expect him to have practiced fist techniques. Next time I'll beat him. My white tiger spirit is the king of tigers." "Oscar," Tang San added, "Fatty didn't just lose to Wang Sheng. Fatty lost to that support spirit master, Ning Rongrong." Oscar gingerly touched a wound on his face and said weakly, "What? Fatty lost to a support? Lost to that girl? How is that possible?" Someone else sputtered. "What did Su Ran teach? A support can beat an offensive spirit grandmaster? That's unbelievable." At that, shock rippled through everyone at Shrek. Chapter 9. A Promise Worth 1,000 Gold. Immortal Master's True Face Outshines Stars and Moon. Part 1. Inside Taoyuan Academy, Wang Sheng and Ning Rongrong admired Su Ran more than ever. Shrek Academy was rumored to have Spirit Saint-level instructors, and more than one at that. He had walked in calmly, and no one knew exactly what he had done, but the Dean of Shrek had personally escorted him out, and no one dared make a sound after seeing his students thrown around like rag dolls. That was power. Night fell, and the stars pricked the sky. Wang Sheng lived by the academy gate, practicing tiger form fist while working as a night watchman. He was slow to catch on. At 11 or 12, he still hadn't broken through to level 10 to awaken his first spirit ability. He should have been steamrolled by the 6-year-old Tang San from Notting Academy when he was 12, but by a twist of fate he had followed Su Ran and his life had changed. He remembered one of Su Ran's sayings: read 10,000 books and you'll write like a god. Punch 10,000 times and you'll beat people like an expert. If 10,000 isn't enough, then punch 100 million. With perseverance, an iron bar can be ground into a needle. Under the peach trees in the outer courtyard, Wang Sheng's steady punches echoed every day. In the inner courtyard, Ning Rongrong was heating the 7-treasure body-tempering water, preparing for a bath as usual. Su Ran came over with a medicinal salve, called to Ning Rongrong, and with one slender, practiced finger dipped into the ointment and gently applied it to the burns on her skin. Although your 7-treasure Golden Bell shield has remarkable defense and you've learned a little Wing Chun, you've only trained for a month. You're a support-type spirit master. Dueling an offensive spirit master gives you no real advantage. I didn't pick the fight. He came to harass me and even cursed you, teacher. I couldn't stand it. Besides, I didn't lose. Ning Rongrong didn't understand why the teacher was lecturing her, but she was thrilled when she remembered she had nearly beaten an offensive spirit grandmaster of similar cultivation today. That was the result of just a month's training with Su Ran. A few more months, and she believed even Ma Hongjun at full strength wouldn't defeat her. For a support spirit master to win against an attack type was a miracle. That Ma Hongjun, Su Ran said calmly, is corrupted by lust. He can't control himself around women, especially pretty ones. He practices a method of yin harvesting to supplement yang, no different from an evil cultivator. If you encounter him again, don't fight alone. Call Wang Sheng. If that doesn't work, call me. Hearing Su Ran's words warmed Ning Rongrong's heart. He felt like a strict but loving father, someone who could punish when necessary but also melt her with gentleness in a way her real father never had. The ointment stung as it met her wounds, and she let out a few soft gasps. Hiss. Does it hurt? Su Ran asked. Bear with it. This is Biao muscle-generating ointment. It disinfects, heals, and helps the skin recover. I can stand it, Ning Rongrong said bravely. She was a lot stronger than she had been a month ago. Experience taught what words could not. You can apply the rest yourself. It's not convenient for me to keep doing it. After you use it, wash your hands for about 15 minutes before bathing. Also, this fight was a blessing in disguise. Your meridians have opened a bit more. You can try to condense the second layer of your Golden Bell cover. After helping her with the ointment, Su Ran handed the jar back and reminded her. Ning Rongrong's cheeks warmed. The second layer of the Golden Bell cover? 15 minutes later, with a single whoosh, Ning Rongrong slid into the bathtub in the inner courtyard. The medicinal water felt warm over her skin, like 1,000 tiny fish licking at the burn marks left by the Phoenix firewire. Her internal Golden Bell chi loosened and flowed more freely. Following Su Ran's guidance, she began opening her acupoints and clearing her meridians in earnest. The imprint of the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda shone on her forehead, and a faint golden light began to radiate from her. The second layer of the Golden Bell cover was forming. Acupoint by acupoint, return, chi rush, thigh gate, stone gate, middle pole, she cleared them all. She felt her channels connect and open, and the Golden Bell chi that could circulate within her body expanded dramatically. It's done. She didn't notice the time until later. It was already midnight. The moon rode high and bright. Ning Rongrong stepped from the bathtub, her skin almost translucent. Drops of milky green water clung to her, and with the second layer of the Golden Bell cover encasing her, nothing could penetrate it. Although the second layer is still a little fragile, my defense has increased by at least 30%. If I stabilize it through more cultivation, this layer could double my defense. She felt giddy. Even a spirit elder would have trouble breaking through. My spirit power has reached level 27 too. A sweet smile lit her face. On this path, she could become the continent's top support spirit master, able both to heal and to withstand punishment. No wonder Su Ran said it was a blessing in disguise. Is it that late already? Oh, teacher. Ning Rongrong hurried into a pink dress, her hair still damp, looking like a little princess fresh from a bath. Teacher, are you still here? Shouldn't you be resting? Behind the academy, under a red maple whose leaves shimmered in the moonlight, Su Ran lounged against the tree roots, quietly waiting. A meal lay on the stone table beside him. He had intended to inspect her cultivation and correct any mistakes after her bath and dinner. Ning Rongrong hadn't expected to condense the second layer of Golden Bell cover tonight, and seeing that Su Ran had stayed up and even left a meal for her made her heart flutter. He opened his eyes slowly, and they were bright even in the dark. Finished bathing? Teacher, you weren't asleep? Ning Rongrong asked, surprised. I'm used to staying alert. At my realm, I don't need long sleep, Su Ran replied calmly. In truth, years of women barging into his room had given him a habit of keeping a keen sense of his surroundings, even while resting. Ning Rongrong wiped her mouth and her eyes sparkled. Teacher, my 5 acupoints are open, and the second layer of the Golden Bell cover is condensed. I know, Su Ran said with a faint smile. Then, about what we agreed on before, the mask. Ning Rongrong asked tentatively. Do you really want to show me? Yes. All right, since you promised earlier, teacher will of course keep his word. Su Ran reached up and slowly removed his mask. Disciple Ning Rongrong condensed the second layer of the Golden Bell and broke through to level 27. The protagonist receives a random extension of 100-300 years to all Spirit Ring lifespans, and spirit power increases by 0.1 levels. First, Spirit Technique, Xing, plucking branches as dreams. Illusion Skill, 650-850 years. Second Spirit Technique, a Dream Peach Sword Order. A peach branch sword flies forth from a dreamlike peach blossom spring, able to pierce the soul and slay, 1,200-1,500 years. Third Spirit Technique, Chaotic Red Flying Snow. Peach blossom branches form a chaotic flurry of flying swords, creating a wild current, 4,000-4,200 years. Fourth Spirit Technique, Scarlet Moon Peach Bloom. A peach immortal dances beneath the peach moon. The scarlet moon descends with a boom, causing a violent explosion, 11,100-11,200 years. Fifth Spirit Technique, Burning Flower. 1,000 Peach Slash unleashes 100 peach slashes in an instant with astonishing power, 22,100-2,300 years. Sixth Spirit Technique, 9 Luminaries Peach Blossom Sword. Channels the 9 luminaries, Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu, to create 9 peach blossom swords, each with unique powers, 44,100-44,300 years. Seventh Spirit Technique, Red Dust True Body, 77,100-77,300 years. When Ning Rongrong condensed the second layer of the Golden Bell, Su Ran had already received the increases to his spirit power and ring lifespans. He then slowly removed his immortal dragon peach blossom mask. Under the moonlight and among falling peach petals, the face revealed was exquisitely beautiful, like a dream. Ning Rongrong froze. This is teacher. This is my teacher. Teacher, you look so beautiful, she stammered. She had opened not only the 5 main meridian points required for the second layer of the Golden Bell, but her essence meridian butterfly point as well. The stars hung like scattered diamonds in the silver sky, moonlight pouring down like thin silk. As the young man's face emerged, it felt as if heaven and earth tilted and the starry vault itself brightened. Red maples sighed in the night wind, leaves like burning flames, dazzling beneath the moon as they drifted down. In his moon-white robe, he stood quietly, a faint smile on his lips, a gentle radiance lingering about him, like a peach blossom immortal descending from the 9 heavens, treading on the moon. His hair fluttered in the breeze. Long, fair fingers lightly gripped the edge of the mask. In an instant, an impossibly handsome face was revealed. Bright eyes, pearly teeth, a divine radiance like starlight. He seemed to merge with the night and the maples, forming a living, magnificent painting. That face looked like the world's proudest masterpiece. Taoyuan Academy seemed to pause. Ning Rongrong could not move, her gaze fixed on Su Ran as if rooted to the spot. Only when he replaced the immortal dragon mask did her eyes flicker, and she slowly come back to herself. Her heart, however, still pounded so wildly it felt as if it might leap from her chest. She could not deny what she had just seen. "What's wrong? Did my appearance scare you?" Su Ran's voice was light. No, it's just, teacher is so beautiful. I've never seen such a handsome young man," she managed, trembling. As the little princess of the 7 treasure glazed tile school, Ning Rongrong had seen many heroic and handsome youths, but none had made her heart flutter like this. It felt as if a god had appeared among ordinary spirit masters. The sight was simply overwhelming. "Good, don't be disappointed. It's late. You just condensed the second layer of the golden bell and absorbed the medicine. After dinner, go rest early," Su Ran said calmly, then returned to his main house. Even as he walked away, Ning Rongrong stood like a statue, eyes full of wonder. Today had shaken her world. She had fought an attack system spirit master evenly, condensed the second layer of the golden bell, and, most impossibly of all, seen Teacher Su Ran's true face. When Wang Sheng had earlier claimed that Teacher Su Ran's beauty was unparalleled, she had doubted him. Now she knew Wang Sheng's clumsy words could not possibly capture how breathtaking he was. Back in her room, Ning Rongrong tossed and turned. Every time she shut her eyes, Su Ran's image filled her mind. Sleep would not come. Her heart burned with longing. The room smelled faintly of her own nervousness. She could not lie still, and finally slipped from bed to the window. The cool night breeze brushed in. Gazing at the star-filled sky, she found the moon and stars somehow brighter tonight. No doubt because of her mood. Even so, the vision in her mind was of a peach blossom immortal and that impossibly handsome face. She trembled, eyes glassy, and took up a brush to write a letter to her father. "Dad, I'm sorry for sneaking away from the sect this time. I wanted to see the wonders of the continent, and it didn't disappoint. Please don't worry. I'm safe. I found a very good teacher. You wouldn't believe how powerful he is, and he's unbelievably handsome. I can't even describe it. Anyway, teacher treats me well, and I've made great progress. When we meet again, you'll be proud of me. Your daughter will surprise you." "Oh, Dad, what should I do if I want to court my teacher? How can I make him like me? This is such a dilemma." She bit the brush tip and felt a small wave of melancholy. Teacher Su Ran treated her strictly as a disciple, nothing more. Yet she was completely captivated. Was this love at first sight? What should she do? If Ning Fengji ever read the letter, he would be torn between crying and laughing. His daughter suddenly so sensible, even remembering to report in, acting like a proper girl. It was almost unrecognizable. But what was this crazy, forbidden idea about master and disciple? "That's my teacher." Who decided a teacher and a disciple can't be together? Who set that rule? Still, the night offered no answers. Ning Rongrong lay awake, dreaming of a life suddenly full of color. The teacher who taught her cultivation, taught her boxing, taught her the golden bell, he was also the most handsome man she had ever seen. She had once thought of dropping out. What foolishness. She had apprenticed under the best teacher on the continent. Thinking of that cheered her. After all, Taoyuan Academy's recruitment hadn't been only for her. The Shrek team next door had taken 2 other girls, and she had chosen Taoyuan. That must mean she had good judgment. Determined, she resolved. "Starting tomorrow, I will cultivate diligently, study hard, improve every day, be gentle and virtuous, and win over Teacher Su Ran. I will be Teacher Su Ran's disciple wife." Her breath caught at the thought, and she smiled into the moonlight, both foolish and utterly earnest. Chapter 11. Rejecting Zhu Zhuqing. "Are you really leaving?" "Yes. Can't you not go? If I don't go, can you take me back to Star Luo?" Morning light filtered through Shrek Academy. Daimubai planted himself in Zhu Zhuqing's path, but her quiet, single reply shut him up. Zhu Zhuqing inhaled slowly, stepped around him, and walked out of the academy. Daimubai ground his teeth. "I can't take you back," he said. "But if you go to Taoyuan Academy, can you really get back to Star Luo from there?" "I don't know," Zhu Zhuqing admitted. but the teacher at Taoyuan can teach a support-type spirit master how to beat an attack type. At least it gives me hope. You already joined Shrek. Will he even accept you? I don't know. I have to try. As the morning faded into day, Zhu Zhuqing's figure disappeared down the road. Dai Mubai watched her go, conflicted. Huo Wu nudged him. Boss Dai, what's your relationship with Zhuqing anyway? Long story, Dai Mubai sighed. Why does she keep changing schools? She's so fickle. We'll find a chance to talk to her later, Huo Wu muttered. She might be acting on impulse. At the entrance of Taoyuan Academy, Wang Sheng had just finished his morning exercises. He spotted a familiar figure waiting at the gate early and walked over. You're from Shrek, right? What are you doing at Taoyuan so early? I want to see Teacher Su Ran, if possible. And why do you want to see him? To ask for guidance. Wang Sheng's expression was guarded. He hadn't warmed to Shrek students. He'd always found them troublesome and coarse, at odds with Taoyuan's ideals of cultivation and virtue. Still, he led her toward the peach tree at the center of the academy and rang the peach bell. Its clear chime, sweet as a bird call, echoed into the inner courtyard. As usual, Su Ran appeared, moving with easy grace. His face was half hidden behind a mask patterned with a dragon and brushed with peach petals. Is something the matter? He asked. Teacher, a Shrek student asks to speak with you, Wang Sheng reported. Zhu Zhuqing. Su Ran glanced at Zhu Zhuqing under the tree. She wore a fitted black outfit that accentuated her lithe form, slender waist, long legs, and a resting presence. You know my name? I've heard it. Come with me. He led her to the Peach Garden Pavilion. The plaque over the door read, Peach Garden Pavilion. Su Ran settled on the pavilion's bench, poured tea from a small pot, and took a slow sip. What do you need? He asked. Zhu Zhuqing looked him over. Though masked, his jaw, eyes, and mouth hinted at a refined, almost otherworldly face. Straightening, she cupped her hands and bowed slightly. Do you remember when you first recruited students through Wang Sheng a month ago? I was choosing a school then, but I chose Shrek because I knew people there. Now, I want to learn from you. Will you take me as a disciple? Su Ran's tone was cool. Why should I teach you? I want to learn your methods for developing support-type spirit skills, Zhu Zhuqing said, cheeks flushing with embarrassment at asking. They could let a support spirit master of my level stand a chance against high-ranked attack masters. You want to be my disciple because you believe I can help you counter attack-type spirit masters, Su Ran interrupted. Is that it? Yes. I've heard what you can do. I want to learn how to cultivate the unique traits of my spirit, like Wang Sheng and Rongrong did. My aptitude is S rank, like Rongrong's. I have potential. Please, teacher. Su Ran studied her a long moment. Zhu Zhuqing thought acceptance was possible. Her aptitude, her looks, her talent all made a reasonable case. But his next words were unexpected. I'm sorry, he said finally. If you hadn't told me your reasons, I might have accepted you, but now I won't. Why? Zhu Zhuqing's voice leapt. She was stunned. I don't take students who have problematic motives, Su Ran said simply, and I am by nature selfish. Problematic motives? Zhu Zhuqing repeated, bewildered. Is wanting to survive a problematic motive? Is wanting to live? She stopped as the truth poured out. Teacher, I'm from the Zhu family, one of Star Luo's 4 noble houses. Dai Mubai is a Star Luo imperial prince. We were engaged as children. We were dragged into the imperial struggle. If we can't defeat my older sister in Daiwasi, we could be killed. That's why I came to Soto City and joined Shrek. I didn't want to be a sacrificial pawn. I want to be strong enough to fight back with Dai Mubai and protect ourselves. Su Ran watched her in silence. When she finished, he shook his head and set down his teacup. There's nothing wrong with wanting to survive, he said at last. But come back to me when you've sorted out this issue. Then he rose and walked deeper into the academy, leaving Zhu Zhuqing standing under the pavilion's eaves, stunned and disoriented. She watched him go, speechless and burning with humiliation and anger. So he won't teach me because I want to fight alongside Dai Mubai? Because I've got ties to my family and to him? Does he think that makes me cheap, or is he the one being cheap by refusing me? Chapter 12. I know the answer now. Teacher, why didn't you accept Zhu Zhuqing? Is it because I'm enough? The late sun gilded the peach trees. Ning Rongrong had trained all day as usual, and now it was time for her evening medicinal bath. She wore a thin, pale pink gauze dress and leaned against Suran with a sweet, teasing look. Suran kept planting peach saplings in the soft earth, silent and focused. Ever since she had seen his true face, everything he did, even sitting quietly and dozing, looked to her like a beautiful painting. She slipped her hand into his and cooed, "It must be. Teacher Suran, I want to be your most beloved disciple forever, okay?" Soto City, a tavern on a narrow street. Dai Mubai was drinking to chase away his frustration. Ma Hongjun and Tang San sat with him. Xiao Wu hovered nearby. Dai downed another jar and turned to his friends. "Fatty, tell me, haven't I been good enough for her?" "Ever since she came to Shrek, my wild days are over," Dai said. "Before, I came and went like a ghost through the academy, different women every day, never repeating myself, never having to hide. No one could say a word, but now I have to think of her feelings. I don't bring anyone near the academy. I'm on edge all the time, weighing the consequences of every night out just so I don't upset her. When have I ever been this repressed? And yet, she wants to join Peach Blossom Spring Academy," he went on. "Who else in the world acts like that?" Ma Hongjun scratched his head. "Boss Dai, if you say it like that, then you've got real feelings for Zhu Zhuqing." "No way, that's not real love. He's a scoundrel," Xiao Wu muttered. Tang San shot her a warning look. She stuck out her tongue and pout played quiet. "Boss Dai," Tang San interjected more reasonably, "since she's your fiancée and you're going to be family, you should be straightforward with her. Zhuqing must care about you too, otherwise she wouldn't have come all the way to Shrek to find you." Dai waved him off. "You don't get it. That's not affection for me. It's her last resort." "Ah, whatever." Ma Hongjun couldn't resist teasing. "If Boss Dai likes Zhuqing, with your usual boldness, why didn't you just take her?" "Ha, women are like that," he added with a smirk. "Pure and proper before bed, wilder than anyone in private. Anyway, you said she's your fiancée. Aren't you supposed to be having her morning and night?" Ma Hongjun's crude suggestions made Dai's face heat. He'd been drinking. His temper flared. "Fatty's right. Why hold back? She's my fiancée. What am I afraid of? I'm going to find her now." He grabbed a jar, drained it, and staggered toward the academy. Tang San and Xiao Wu protested. "Fatty, are you insane?" Tang San scolded. "You boys are disgusting," Xiao Wu added, glaring at Ma Hongjun. Ma Hongjun shrugged. "I just speak the truth. Is a man not allowed to touch his fiancée? We're not going to jail." At the entrance to Peach Blossom Spring Academy, a half-drunk Dai Mubai staggered up, wine jar in one hand, the other pointed toward the gate. He bellowed, "Zhu Zhuqing, come out!" Wang Sheng came out of the guardhouse, frowning. "She left our Peach Blossom Spring Academy this morning," he said. "And please don't shout at our entrance. I won't be polite if you continue like this." Wang Sheng slipped into a tiger form fist stance and glared. Dai cleared his throat. "If she's not here, she's not here. Why so fierce? I'll go find her somewhere else." On a small mountain behind Shrek Academy, Zhu Zhuqing had sat through wind and sun since morning, staring at the horizon. After leaving Peach Blossom Spring Academy, she'd come up here to think. Why had Suran refused to accept her? He even accepted the weakest support spirit, so why not her? What did he mean about rejecting those with problematic perspectives or thoughts? She replayed their conversation over and over, trying to find where she'd gone wrong, but no answer came. A crash behind her broke the silence, the sound of a jar smashing. Dai Mubai wiped wine from his mouth and called out, "So you were hiding up here." Zhu Zhuqing sniffed the air, detected the alcohol, and said coldly, "Why are you here? Out causing trouble again?" "Trouble? I'm only doing what men like to do," Dai shot back. "But weren't you going to join Peach Blossom Spring Academy? Why did you leave? Did Suran reject you? Didn't think highly of you?" "As my fiancée, only I can take you in," Dai added possessively. "Show some respect, coward." Zhu Zhuqing snapped. Dai's insolence made her face go even colder. "Coward, I'm your fiancé. You were born to be my man. Who gave you the right to look down on me?" "I left the Star Luo imperial family for you," she said. "I shouldn't have to put up with your nonsense." Fatty was right, she thought, clenching her fists. "I have to conquer him first, and see if he still dares call me a coward." Dai's pupils darkened. A fierce heat flared in him. "What do you want to do?" "You wouldn't dare," Zhu Zhuqing said. "You're my fiancé. What wouldn't I dare? You'll be mine sooner or later. Shameless. If you come any closer, Don't blame me for being impolite. Zhu Zhuqing's spirit suddenly awakened. Spirit assimilation, hell civet. A pair of cat ears sprouted at her temples, and a tail swished at her hips. Dai only grinned. It excited him more. He answered in kind, white tiger assimilation. As Dai pressed closer, bossy and forward, Zhu Zhuqing's heart trembled. In that moment, something inside her clicked into place. A few minutes later, she leapt from the peak. Though the mountain was only a few hundred meters high, a fall like that could have been fatal for an ordinary person. Zhu Zhuqing was an agility attack type spirit master. She used sparse trees and ledges to bounce down the slope, landing without injury. She didn't go to the teachers at Shrek to complain. Instead, she went straight to Peach Blossom Spring Academy. Student Wang Sheng, please call teacher Su Ran. I know the answer now. Zhu Zhuqing said urgently. Wang Sheng took in her battered appearance and agitation. He was puzzled about what had happened at Shrek, but he hurried to ring the peach blossom bell. At that moment, Dai Mubai was close behind, chasing after her. Chapter 13. Zhu Zhuqing becomes a disciple again. Oh no, Fatty, what a terrible idea you had. You boys are too wicked, so dirty. Can't you be as pure and innocent as third brother? Seeing Zhu Zhuqing rush off to Taoyuan Academy in a mess, Tang San and Huo Wu immediately guessed what had happened and blamed Ma Hongjun. Ma Hongjun felt guilty. He admitted he had egged things on, but he hadn't expected Boss Dai to be so bold, nor his fiancée to resist so fiercely. Outside Taoyuan Academy, Dai Mubai stood and shouted, Zhu Zhuqing, you're my fiancée. What good does hiding away in someone else's academy do? With our family's agreement and the matchmaker's arrangements, can you really run from that? On Taoyuan's training ground, Wang Sheng strapped on iron gauntlets that amplified his tiger-form fist. He planted himself at the gate with arms crossed, glaring at Dai Mubai. If Dai Mubai tried to force his way in, Wang Sheng would not hesitate to strike. Inside the academy, Su Ran finally appeared. Following him was a girl in pink and white, Ning Rongrong, radiant and lively. Before, she only called him teacher when she had questions about ultimate techniques. Now she called him teacher whether she had a question or not. With the second layer of the Golden Bell formation established, she could handle some basic training on her own and even dispel it when needed. What she now required most were blood and bone refinements, which depended mainly on diet and spirit circulation. That left her with plenty of time to pester Su Ran. Ning Rongrong noticed bloodstains on Zhu Zhuqing and gasped, covering her mouth. She hurried forward to help Zhu Zhuqing up, distressed, and applied the white medicinal jade cream Su Ran had given her. What happened? You're injured, she cried. They're not severe, Su Ran asked. Zhu Zhuqing, however, dropped to her knees before him. Ning Rongrong froze. Zhu Zhuqing's sudden action puzzled her. Teacher, Zhu Zhuqing said, voice trembling but determined. I finally understood what you meant before. I've decided to follow a different path with you. I must move forward without hesitation and not be held back by my family's restraints. I want to be stronger, not merely to survive, but to live for myself. I want to defeat Dai Mubai. I want to break free from my family's control. Please accept me as your disciple. Ning Rongrong stared wide-eyed. I'm standing here worrying about your injuries, giving you medicine, and you're trying to steal my teacher, she thought. Have you thought this through? She blurted. I have, Zhu Zhuqing answered. All right, Su Ran said. Bring me tea, kneel and kowtow 3 times, bow 3 times, and recite the oath. Then you will be my disciple. Su Ran flicked a peach blossom token from his sleeve. It hovered into Zhu Zhuqing's injured hand. With difficulty, she staggered to the Peach Blossom Spring Pavilion, returned with a cup of peach blossom tea, and knelt before Su Ran. She kowtowed 3 times and bowed 3 times. Engraved on the back of the peach blossom token was the oath. In this world, I, Zhu Zhuqing, have but one teacher, who can move mountains, sever rivers, overturn seas, open the heavens, command gods, and pluck stars. Ding. Disciple Zhu Zhuqing accepted. Zhu Qing's talent level, S. Age, 12. Level 27. Disciple acceptance rewards issued. Spirit power increased. All spirit ring years increased by about 10%. Rewarded with a 30,000-year Hell-Beast spirit bone. Disciple absorbs. Teacher may share use. Granted one of the 3 great Hell-type ultimate techniques to be chosen. Su Ran, level 73. Spirit, divine show peach branch disciple, shared spirits, 7 treasure, glazed pagoda, hell civet, first spirit ability, Jeji Rumeng, plucking branches as dreams, illusion skill, 850 years, 935 years. Second spirit ability, a dream peach sword order, a peach branch sword like something from the peach blossom spring, capable of piercing souls, 1500 years, 650 years. Third spirit ability, chaotic red flying snow, peach branches form chaotic flying swords, creating turbulent flow, 4200 years, 4620 years. Fourth spirit ability, Scarlet Moon Peach Bloom. The peach immortal dances under the scarlet moon, causing a violent explosion, 100 years, 210 years. Fifth spirit ability, Burning Flower. 1000 peach slash. Instantly unleashes 100 peach slashes, incredibly powerful, 300 years, 430 years. Sixth spirit ability, 9 luminaries, Peach Blossom Sword. Combines the power of 9 luminaries, sun, moon, fire, water, wood, gold, earth, Rahu, and Ketu, producing 9 peach blossom swords with varied effects, 300 years, 730 years. Seventh spirit ability, Red Dust, True Body, 300 years, 30 years. Go back. Zhu Zhuqing has become my disciple. From this moment, she's a student of Taoyuan Academy and has no further ties to your Shrek Academy. And you, Dai Mubai, had better not bother her anymore. Suran, wearing a mask, stepped to the academy gate and spoke calmly to the Shrek students gathered outside. The Shrek group exchanged looks. Zhu Zhuqing really joined Taoyuan Academy? This Taoyuan Academy, it always snatches our students. Am I the only girl left at Shrek? Huo Wu asked, incredulous. Dai Mubai's face went pale. Teacher Suran, this is excessive. Zhu Zhuqing is a student of our Shrek. How can she join your Taoyuan Academy again? So what? Suran replied. Did she take a Shrek teacher as her master? No. Then students have the right to choose where they study and the right to withdraw. She has become my disciple. It is only natural she joins Taoyuan Academy. Dai Mubai felt wronged. Ever since Taoyuan Academy had appeared opposite Shrek Academy, nothing had gone right for him. She's still my fiancée. How can you tell me not to seek her out? A fiancé is only a fiancé, Suran said coldly. Even if they were married, would she have no right to leave? You can't just say women are only accessories to men. This is a marriage alliance between families. She can't simply walk away, Dai Mubai snapped. Why not? Suran asked. You chose to escape and left your clan. Are you the only one allowed to escape? Others don't have the right to choose. Suran's words struck like a dagger. Dai Mubai's jaw tightened, his eyes hardening. My marriage to her is not an ordinary family alliance. If you interfere, do you know the consequences? I have accepted this disciple, Suran said steadily. Whatever trouble comes, I will face it. Suran's calmness was unshakable. This was, to him, a matter of principle. The Star Luo Empire's marriage alliances and the wolfish families were imposing, but powerful spirit masters were few. If he could nurture Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing properly, and with the disciple acceptance system's feedback, he might break through to the spirit Douluo realm in 2 years and obtain a 100,000-year spirit ring. No one in the Star Luo Empire scared him. Then let's follow Star Luo rules, Dai Mubai shouted. Let Zhu Zhuqing come out and have a spirit master duel with me. Whoever wins decides the matter. Suran glanced at Dai Mubai with a trace of disdain, then turned and walked back into the academy. You want a spirit master duel? Are you even worthy? Suran's voice was cool. Within a year, I can teach her to be stronger than you. Dai Mubai's white tiger spirit and its sacred beast bloodline gave it terrifying killing power, and its ancestral white tiger bodyguard barrier was no weak ability. But Suran only smiled. If you're so confident, why won't you let her fight me? Dai Mubai demanded. Are you not playing by the rules? The rules say the stronger one calls the shots, Suran answered calmly. Right now, I am stronger, so I call the shots. Under the peach blossom tree, Suran stood still. A peach branch seemed to split the sky and descend from the heavens, like a divine miracle. Chapter 14, 10 Yama Halls. Teacher, thank you. I really wouldn't have known what to do otherwise. Zhu Zhuqing's voice trembled with something close to wonder. She had never been protected like that before. Suran's fierce, almost possessive defense of her left her deeply moved. You are my disciple. Of course I won't stand by and let anyone bully you, Suran said calmly. From the side, Ning Rongrong stamped her foot in a pout. What about me? Teacher, will you protect me too? Suran nodded without hesitation. Of course, you're my student as well, my first direct disciple. Zhu Zhuqing blinked. She had heard legends that Ning Rongrong, who specialized in support, had once beaten Ma Hongjun, a pure attacker. She'd imagined Rongrong as spirited and fierce. Up close, though, the girl was so cute she almost seemed fragile. Ning Rongrong brightened at being recognized as a direct disciple, though a nervous edge remained in her expression. Oh no, does that mean my private lessons with teacher in the inner courtyard are over already? I haven't conquered teacher yet. What if Zhuqing steals his favor? She fretted inwardly and then, trying to sound authoritative, addressed Zhu Zhuqing. Zhuqing, did you hear that? I'm teacher's first direct disciple, so I'm your senior sister now. At the academy, you have to respect not only teacher but your senior sister as well. Zhuqing only bowed slightly. Understood, senior sister Rongrong. All right, Rongrong, go back and cultivate. You're at a critical stage, consolidating the second layer of your golden bell. Suran's carefully cultivated composure softened at the edges for a moment. Even beneath his mask, his expression briefly warmed. Ning Rongrong hesitated and kept looking back every few steps. She hated leaving teacher alone with Zhu Zhuqing, but she wasn't about to disobey him. Suran did not tolerate insubordination. Teacher, is there anything else you want to tell me? When Suran sent Rongrong off, Zhu Zhuqing, quick and perceptive, took the opportunity to ask. Yes? Suran was measured as he spoke. I will protect you, but you heard what Dai Mubai said. He won't let this go easily. Zhu Zhuqing's face fell at the name. He challenged me, and you didn't accept a Spirit Master duel for me. No, Suran replied. But here's my requirement. Within a year, your strength must surpass Dai Mubai completely. If he dares bother you again, you may personally fight back and wash away today's humiliation. Suran's standards for disciples varied by their path. For a support spirit master like Ning Rongrong, the bar was simply being able to protect herself and contribute some combat power. But Zhu Zhuqing wasn't a support type. She was an agility attacker, a frontline combatant, so his expectations were far stricter. Surpass Dai Mubai, she echoed, the words tasting impossible. The Hell Civet spirit inside her was top tier, yet still inferior to the White Tiger. Dai Mubai's first spirit ability, the White Tiger Bodyguard Barrier, was a defensive power that neutralized many attacks from agility attack types. Dai Mubai himself was a high-level spirit elder, nearly breaking through to the spirit ancestor realm. Zhuqing was only level 27. Her spirit wasn't on par with the White Tiger. 1 year to overtake him felt like a cruelly short time. Suran watched the doubt flicker across her face. No confidence? Zhuqing forced a small smile. I'll try my best. You must have that confidence as my disciple. Suran's voice softened. Rongrong advanced enough to duel Ma Hongjun in just over a month. You can close this gap in a year. In spite of her misgivings, Zhuqing looked up into Suran's mask-shaded eyes. His calm certainty sparked something inside her. He had worked miracles before, and she had chosen him for that reason. Confidence started to root itself. I have 1 movement technique and 3 ultimate arts here. I can teach you the movement technique directly, but of the 3 ultimate arts, I can only teach you 1, Suran said. He described the movement technique first. It's called Yellow Springs Evasion. The water of the Yellow Springs is said to swallow even a goose feather. Boats cannot cross it. Only ghosts and spirits can walk upon it. Those who master this technique move as if their bodies are formless and intangible. They become silent and impossible to track. And the 3 ultimate arts are, he continued, Great Creation, Demonic Heavenly Art, Jade Nether Path, and 10 Yama Halls. Each name sounded heavy with power. Zhu Zhuqing hesitated, overwhelmed by choice. Teacher, which one do you think suits me? Which is stronger? Suran explained patiently. The Great Creation Demonic Heavenly Art can demonize your spirit, strengthening your bones and bloodline and evolving your spirit. How far the Hell Civet could be demonized is unknown. He hesitated before he named the second. The Jade Nether Path is a dual cultivation method. He cleared his throat and suddenly looked uncomfortable. Not suitable for minors, not suitable for minors. Zhuqing frowned. Dual cultivation? Suran's face, usually unflappable, flushed for a moment, and he cut the explanation short. You aren't suitable to learn that method right now. Let's pick one of the other two. Zhuqing's curiosity only grew, but Suran was adamant. 10 Yamahals cultivates 10 layers of the Yamahals, drawing on the power of the netherworld to greatly boost combat ability. So you mean I should choose between the demonic art and 10 Yamahals? She asked. Yes. Suran's choice was deliberate. They're not simply better or worse, just different directions. The demonic heavenly art offers the chance for long-term evolution of your spirit. 10 Yamahals is an offensive augmentation. Cultivating even just one Yamahal could be enough to close the gap with Dai Mubai. With a focused motion, he summoned a sealed manual. Start with 10 Yamahals. Once you've made progress, I'll consider whether to teach you the great creation demonic heavenly art. Zhuqing asked about the Jade Nether Path again, barely hiding her interest. Suran dodged, stammering that if she had fully mastered 10 Yamahals and still wished to know, they could discuss the Jade Nether Path then. His embarrassment only made her more curious. When the secret manual of the 10 Yamahals appeared, a heavy, dark, splendid aura radiated from it. It felt oppressive and domineering, strangely resonant with her own spirit. This was no ordinary book. Teacher, could I actually cultivate these? Both the 10 Yamahals and the demonic art sound so dark. Can I control them? She asked. Are you afraid? No, she said quickly. I'm only afraid of being too weak. Zhuqing held the manual and felt a flicker of excitement pass through her cold features. If one Yamahal could overturn a 10-level gap with Daimubai, how much more could 2, 3, or even 10 layers do? She couldn't help asking the question that had been on both their minds. Oh, and teacher, why do you always wear a mask? Chapter 15. So you really like Teacher Suran? Under the starlight, Suran was silent. He simply awakened the spirit power within him, and the 10 Yamahals unfurled. A towering black-red Yama pillar rose behind him. The transcendent calm around him vanished, replaced by a crushing, hellish Asura aura. At the top of the pillar sat a blackened branch of Peach Blossom Spring, his spirit, while 10 layers of Yama coiled below. The Yamas were fierce and immense, and a Yama domain spread outward. Zhu Zhuqing stiffened, speechless, stunned by the oppressive darkness. Suran explained calmly, the first step in cultivating the 10 Yamahals is to condense the 10 Yamahals pillar, bind it to your spirit, and then call forth the first Hall Yama, King Qin Guang. He governs lifespan, death, and mortality in the human world. The first hall is set up to judge, arbitrate, and enforce the decrees of the netherworld. Each Yama King's effect differs, and their strength grows as your spirit power rises. With your current spirit power, if you can cultivate the first hall, then in battle, anyone struck by King Qin Guang's netherworld decree will immediately lose 10% of their vitality, and that loss will continue over time. Inside the Yama Hall, under the decree, if the living committed heinous deeds in life, the effect is amplified. They are bound by the Yama's chains of judgment and forced to suffer slow, torturous punishment. The so-called vitality reduction meant a comprehensive weakening. The target's life force, defense, speed, and strength all diminished. Only after Suran dispelled the 10 Yamahal's pillar did Zhu Zhuqing find her voice, dazed. So powerful. If even the first hall held such combined weakening, control, and offense, what would the later Yamas be like? No wonder teacher said she could surpass Daimubai within a year. She had chosen the right teacher. Zhu Zhuqing looked at Suran with awe. This was a true powerhouse. After teaching Zhu Zhuqing the cultivation method for the 10 Yamahals, Suran healed her, confirmed she had no major injuries, arranged her lodging, and then returned to his own room to check his progress. Taking Zhu Zhuqing as a disciple had raised his spirit power level to 73, and the ages of his spirit rings had increased noticeably. His 7th spirit ring had even surpassed 80,000 years. At this rate, in a few months, he might have a 100,000-year spirit ring. Suran removed his mask in the dim light, revealing a peerlessly handsome face. He smiled faintly, lay down on the couch, and slept peacefully. The academy had gained another talented student. His cultivation path would no longer be so solitary. He only had one annoyance. Since Rongrong had seen his face, she'd been acting strangely. That teacher actually gave you 3 ultimate skills to choose from. I didn't get that. Ning Rongrong complained that night. When I learned from teacher, I even got a spanking and had to write a self-criticism. You get to learn it directly. Boo-hoo. Not fair. Dual cultivation ultimate skill? Never heard of that. Why didn't teacher tell me about it? It must be very profound. Otherwise, teacher wouldn't say you aren't ready. Ning Rongrong had found Zhu Zhuqing under the peach trees. Both girls were new to the academy and naturally had much to gossip about. After bathing, they sat on the wooden fence, stared at the starry sky, and confided in each other. Senior Sister Rongrong, your teacher's first disciple. Teacher will surely have even better ultimate skills for you, Zhu Zhuqing comforted. Humph. Rongrong puffed proudly. Then she added, by the way, why does teacher always wear a mask and never show his face? Zhu Zhuqing had been meaning to ask that, and Ning Rongrong's face lit up. Teacher doesn't show his face to her? Ho. As someone who has seen teacher's appearance, senior sister must admonish you seriously, Rongrong said, mock stern. How can you be curious about teacher's face? You came to Taoyuan Academy to learn, to become stronger. You should be diligent, practice your ultimate skills, and not disappoint teacher. Whether teacher is ugly or handsome won't change that. What if teacher is ugly? Is he not our teacher then? What if he's handsome? Are you going to cross the master-disciple line? Are you here to learn or to fall in love? Senior sister is experienced. I must tell you, you absolutely cannot develop feelings for teacher. That's forbidden. Ning Rongrong spoke so earnestly that Zhu Zhuqing blinked. I was only wondering why he wears a mask. No one wears a mask all day, and there's no one else here. I didn't say I had feelings for teacher. Ah, I understand now. Could it be senior sister Rongrong? Zhu Zhuqing trailed off as recognition dawned, looking at Rongrong with disbelief. Rongrong's face flushed. She slapped a hand over Zhu Zhuqing's mouth and protested. Don't be ridiculous. I didn't. How could I? I'm just reminding you. No nonsense. Zhu Zhuqing's look made Rongrong more flustered, and she quickly denied it again. All right. It's a secret. I promise. Zhu Zhuqing pried off her fingers and held up 4 on oath. Rongrong exhaled in relief. If word ever got out that she'd entertained improper thoughts about teacher, she could handle others' gossip, but what if Suran himself found out? She dreaded being kicked out. She had been arrogant and ready to quit school before, but ever since she'd seen teacher Suran's face, she wouldn't drop out for anything. Even if he whipped her and drove her away, she'd return howling that the spanking felt so good. You're so strong. If I hadn't known you were a support class spirit master, I might have thought you were naturally powerful, Zhu Zhuqing said admiringly. Oh, it's all training and the ultimate skills teacher taught. All teachers credit. Rongrong blushed. The cultivation techniques teacher taught do look powerful, Zhu Zhuqing observed. If you really like teacher, maybe I could help. Really? Rongrong's eyes sparkled. So, senior sister Rongrong, you really like teacher? It seems teacher really is quite handsome, Rongrong admitted. You're not allowed to say any more. Zhu Zhuqing scolded, half embarrassed, half amused. Chapter 16. Ning Rongrong, I've never loved learning this much. Teacher, you're biased, Ning Rongrong complained. Biased about what? Suran asked, amused. That morning, Ning Rongrong had gotten up early to make breakfast for Suran. She actually couldn't cook, at least not yet. Over the past month, she'd been learning slowly and making plenty of blunders. She'd nearly set the kitchen on fire starting the stove. She'd scorched a pot until the porridge turned black charcoal. But after a month of painstaking practice, she had finally managed to steam corn and sweet potatoes properly and to make a thin, edible porridge. While they ate, Ning Rongrong pouted. You prepared 3 ultimate techniques for Zhu Zhuqing, but only 1 for me. Those 3 weren't fully taught. They were a choice, Suran replied. Besides, the dual cultivation technique you're talking about isn't something ordinary. Techniques like that aren't weak, but they're not suitable for you to practice yet. Ning Rongrong blinked. Why not? Zhuqing mentioned it to me. What's so special about dual cultivation? Is it very powerful? Can't you teach it to me instead of to Zhuqing? I want to learn it too. Her eyes shone with excitement. The 7 treasure golden bell shield she was learning was already strong, but who wouldn't want more ultimate techniques? And more chances to study with her teacher sounded perfect. Suran hesitated. Zhuqing told you, Why are you both so interested in this? You should be focusing on the Golden Bell cover and the 10 Yama halls, not chasing after the dual cultivation technique. Ning Rongrong leaned forward, earnest. This dual cultivation thing, it involves two people practicing together, right? It needs a pair. So Zhu King and I could cultivate together, couldn't we? At that, Su Ran's face darkened and an awkward image slid through his mind. Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing practicing side by side. He nearly choked. No, it doesn't work like that. Dual cultivation generally requires a man and a woman, an intimate pairing, preferably a couple. Couple? Intimate? Ning Rongrong froze for a beat, then her expression shifted. She wasn't slow-witted. Realization blossomed in her eyes and she blinked. Teacher, please teach me. I've never been so eager to learn. Everything is for becoming stronger. Please satisfy your students' thirst for knowledge. I love learning. Ning Rongrong's determination was unprecedented. To her, couple and intimate sounded like a wonderful opportunity to study with a teacher. She implored him with all the sincerity of a scholar. Su Ran gave a helpless sigh. All right, since you love learning so much, I'll assign you double the homework today. Ah, teacher, you're so mean, Ning Rongrong wailed, but there was a happy glint in her eye. At Shrek Academy, Headmaster Flender took 3 deep puffs from his old pipe and rubbed his temples. The neighboring Peach Blossom Spring Academy had been causing trouble every day, picking fights, stealing students. Idiots, a bunch of idiots, he muttered. You were reckless. Who told you to bully Zhu Zhuqing? Who came up with that idea? Someone demanded. It was Fatty, came the reply. Mahongjun, you good for nothing. You always wreck things, another voice scolded. The academy is already short-staffed. We recruited 3 new students, so we have 6 spirit masters now. If we find 1 more support type, that might be enough. But now an agility attack spirit master has run off. Tell me, are we even going to be able to enter the Spirit Master Elite Tournament this year? Flender barked. It's Boss Dai's fiancée. Can't he try to keep her? Besides, our motto is, don't shy from trouble, right? If you don't even act for your own fiancée, that's cowardly. Ma Hongjin snapped back. Don't shy from trouble isn't a license to drag everyone into chaos. If you can handle the trouble, fine. If you can't, then don't start it. You always cause me grief. Flender retorted. I started this one. If we haven't recruited anyone suitable before the Spirit Master tournament, I'll find an agility attack Spirit Master as a substitute, Dai Mubai said. Dai Mubai added with a grin, I have one request. That teacher from Peach Blossom Spring is too arrogant. Dean, please go teach him a lesson. I'll donate 2,000 gold coins to the academy to help improve our facilities. At the mention of 2,000 gold coins, Flender's eyes brightened, though he quickly hid it. He remembered the day Su Ran had stomped into Shrek, brandished a peach blossom branch, and driven Zhao Wuji crawling on the ground. He swallowed. Mubai, I'm not lecturing you, but keep your temper. Peach Blossom Spring is our neighbor. We should keep the peace. That teacher Su Ran is still a teacher. Show some respect. Don't always talk about fighting. It's bad for relations. But you were the one who let her leave, so you should help fill the recruitment slot. Someone protested. What? Not only will you not back me up, you want me to recruit people? Daimubai huffed. Oscar, listening to the exchange, snorted. This is like an old woman pretending to be tough. Since when did the dean get soft? Not even making a fuss for money. He was greatly amused. Daimubai's expression darkened. He knew Flender was chicken, trying to avoid any real trouble and freeload the results. Third brother, what's this Spirit Master tournament? Xiao Wu asked Tang San, pouting. Tang San explained patiently, the dean is talking about the All-Continent Advanced Spirit Master Academy Elite Tournament. It's organized by the imperial families of the Heaven Do and Star Luo empires, with Spirit Hall as a co-organizer. It's the biggest tournament in the Spirit Master world. Besides generous rewards, it's the highest glory a Spirit Master can achieve. Tang San reflected a moment and added, Shrek recruits strong, talented students. I think the Academy wants a team that can shine in that tournament. That's probably part of why teacher wants us studying here. Little San is right, Flender said. Our Shrek must participate in the tournament and win the championship. So from now on, all of you, cultivate well and improve your strength. By the way, Little Ao's spirit power is about to reach level 30. Soon, you'll go to the Stardow Great Forest to train. Don't spend all your time on romantic nonsense or go provoke Peach Blossom Spring Academy for no reason. You can't even beat them now. That's shameful. Once you're strong enough to defeat those three from Peach Blossom Spring Academy, then Shrek can really show its strength. What can't we make them do then? Flender said, trying to sound indifferent, but clearly fired up. He thought to himself, though, that he would love to teach that Suran a lesson. The woman wearing that broken mask, posing as a master, he seethed inwardly. But he couldn't forget the sight of her 9 luminaries' peach blossom sword, and how even Zhao Wuji's fearsome defense had been beaten until he crawled. Flender swallowed hard and kept his mouth shut. Another month passed. In that time, the students at Shrek Academy behaved much better, and Taoyuan Academy returned to its usual harmony. Wang Sheng got up early and went to bed early every day, drilling tiger form fist by the Peach Blossom Spring Academy gate. Zhu Zhuqing threw herself into cultivating the 10 Yamahals container under Suran's guidance. Ning Rongrong consolidated the second stage of the Golden Bell cover. Her 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda grew sturdier, and her Wing Chun became more skillful. Her thirst for improvement, however, only grew. Every day she nagged Suran in one way or another. "Teacher, I can't lift my leg high enough for this Wing Chun move. Help me." Or, "Teacher, the 7 treasure Golden Bell shield training is so hard. Isn't there a shortcut? Can't I just share your achievement directly?" She wasn't serious about inheriting Suran's unique skills. She was just determined to cram Teacher Suran's legacy into herself. Zhu Zhuqing said nothing and practiced in silence, though she did wonder how handsome Teacher had to be to make senior sister Rongrong act like this. The 2 unique skills Zhu Zhuqing learned suited her spirit exceptionally well. Under Suran's instruction, she picked up a hint of the Yellow Springs evasion movement technique in only half a month, moving silently and swiftly as if not stirring the wind. But the 10 Yamahals was another matter entirely. After half a month, she still hadn't grasped how to condense the 10 Yamahals. It was far tougher than Ning Rongrong's Golden Bell cover. The 7 treasure Golden Bell shield could be cultivated with the help of the 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda, each lending power to the other to form a strong defense. The 10 Yamahals, by contrast, was almost like cultivating a second spirit, except this second spirit served the first. Its difficulty was obvious, and its danger was the same. To hasten Zhu Zhuqing's progress, Suran even used a hell art to bring her into his 10 Yamahals for an infernal meditation. Both Zhu Zhuqing and Ning Rongrong underwent body tempering with beast blood and medicinal baths. It wore on Suran. Taking disciples wasn't casual work. Each one added responsibility and expense. At last, after a month, Zhu Zhuqing emerged from endless darkness and despair, from flames and the netherworld. The Hell Civet spirit stood like a shadow behind her, and a faint gray 10 Yamahals took shape. The civet could hide within it, moving through the gray hall as if it had its own life. "I did it! I did it!" she cried. "Teacher, I've condensed the 10 Yamahals container." Zhu Zhuqing, usually cool and withdrawn, was uncharacteristically elated. She ran across the pond, stepping on lotus leaves and koi as if they were solid ground, and burst into the pavilion where Suran rested to shout the news. Suran smiled. The 10 Yamahals she'd formed was only a prototype, small, unstable, and not very powerful. But it was a real beginning. With comparable aptitude, Ning Rongrong had condensed the second stage of the Golden Bell cover in a month. Zhu Zhuqing had taken a month just to form a tentative model of the 10 Yamahals. That showed how difficult it was. At the same time, the system feedback arrived. Disciple Zhuqing condenses the prototype of the 10 Yamahals. Reward, all Spirit Ring years plus 200 years. Reward, Hell Hidden Weapons, Ghost Shuttle with refining and usage methods. First Spirit Ability, Plucking Branches as Dreams. Illusion Skill, 935 years, 135 years. Second Spirit Ability, a Dream Peach Sword Order. A peach branch sword that flies out as from a dreamland, Peach Blossom Spring, capable of piercing souls, 1650 years, 150 years. Third Spirit Ability, Chaotic Red Flying Snow. Peach branches form chaotic flying swords that swirl wildly, 4620 years, 4820 years. Fourth Spirit Ability, Scarlet Moon Peach Bloom. A peach immortal dances beneath a crimson moon. The descending crimson moon bursts with a hum, causing a violent explosion. 12 to 10 years. Fifth spirit ability, Burning Flower, 1000 Peach Slash. Unleashes 100 peach slashes instantly with tremendous power. 245 years, 24730 years. Sixth spirit ability, 9 Luminaries Peach Blossom Sword. Combines the power of the 9 luminaries, Sun, Moon, Fire, Water, Gold, Earth, Rahu, and Ketu, giving birth to 9 Peach Blossom Swords with varied effects. 4 and 8, 800, 700, 830 years. Seventh spirit ability, Red Dust True Body, 8530 years, 8530 years. Every improvement by his disciples fed back to Su Ran. It was easier than exhausting himself with strenuous cultivation, and it raised the years on his spirit rings. His spirit ring configuration had been optimized so that his rings now started at 1,000 years. He'd finally eliminated the yellow novice spirit rings. Where he had once had 1 yellow, 2 purple, and 4 black rings, he now had 3 purple and 4 black. He'd also gained a hellish hidden weapon, the Ghost Shuttle. Hidden weapons used to seem exclusive to Tang San. Interesting. Excellent. Keep it up, Su Ran said, a trace of admiration in his voice. Condensing the 10 Yama halls has strengthened your netherworld attribute. If you can fully awaken it, turning the netherworld into hell and the human realm into purgatory, you might become a lord of hell. He added, your spirit power looks to be around level 29. You're not far from 30. Zhu Zhuqing checked her cultivation and was surprised to find her spirit power had indeed risen. Between the 10 Yama halls training, the medicinal baths, and Su Ran's special regimen over the last month, she jumped from level 27 to 29, almost at 30. The pace was astonishing. Rongrong should break through to level 30 in the next few days, Su Ran remarked. He took a breath. Over the next 2 days, stabilize the 10 Yama halls prototype. Then we'll make a trip to the Stardew Great Forest. Zhu Zhuqing understood instantly. They were going to hunt for a 3rd spirit ring and push the girls into spirit elder strength. Okay, she answered. That night, Su Ran walked to the academy gate. Under the peach tree, he saw the same earnest young man practicing tiger form fist day after day. Wang Sheng's aptitude was poor, perhaps normal for an ordinary person, certainly weak compared to Zhu Zhuqing and Ning Rongrong, who were S tier. Wang Sheng was only D, maybe D. His ability to defeat Dai Mubai was down to trust in Su Ran and sheer perseverance, pushing a single skill to mastery. Even so, his dull aptitude was obvious. At 12, he hadn't even reached level 10. After 6 years of relentless practice and body tempering with Su Ran, he'd clawed his way back up, gaining 19 spirit power levels. 2 diligent girls later joined the academy and spurred him on. In 2 months, he'd moved from level 28 to 29. Reaching 30 would still take time. Wang Sheng, Su Ran said, I'll be taking Rongrong and Zhuqing to hunt for their 3rd spirit ring the next few days. Stay and guard the academy. We'll only be gone a few days. Wang Sheng nodded and returned to his practice, resolute as ever. Chapter 18, Journey to the Xingdou Great Forest, Hunting for the 3rd Spirit Ring. At first light, Su Ran set out for the Xingdou Great Forest, accompanied by Zhu Zhuqing and Ning Rongrong. Zhu Zhuqing looked much better. Hope and forward momentum had visibly lifted her spirits. Ning Rongrong was positively thrilled. The idea of a daring forest expedition with the handsome teacher Su Ran had her giddy with excitement. As they left the academy gates, they ran into the Shrek Academy group, who were also heading to the Xingdou Great Forest. Flender called out politely, Teacher Su Ran, are you going to the Xingdou Great Forest too? Shall we go together since it's on the way? Zhao Wuji's expression tightened, and he quickly grabbed Flender's sleeve to stop him. Su Ran only smiled faintly and shook his head. No, please go ahead. Zhao Wuji exhaled in relief. If they had all gone together, he thought, he would have been on edge the whole time. Wang Sheng loosened the horses and, at Su Ran's soft whistle, 2 white steeds cantered over. The horses were immediately affectionate toward Su Ran, circling and wagging their tails. Su Ran looked back at Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing. Can you ride a horse? Ning Rongrong shook her head. As a support type, she had never learned. Zhu Zhuqing, however, nodded. I can. As a scion of a prominent clan from the Starluo Empire, Zhu Zhuqing knew horsemanship. We only have 2 steeds, Suran said. One of you knowing how to ride is enough. Zhu Zhuqing, take Rongrong and follow me. We'll try to reach the Qingdao Great Forest before noon. Suran swung up onto his horse with a smooth, elegant motion. Even from a distance, Zhu Zhuqing could see he was a master rider. For Ning Rongrong, he looked like something out of a fairy tale, a perfect, almost otherworldly young man astride a white horse. She felt herself flush. I want teacher's horse, she blurted. Huh? Zhu Zhuqing blinked. No, I mean, I want to ride the same horse as teacher, Ning Rongrong stammered, cheeks turning crimson. Teacher, I can't ride very well. If the pace gets too fast, I'm afraid I won't be able to hold on to Rongrong. Could teacher take her instead? After their heart-to-heart that starry night, Zhu Zhuqing had already realized Ning Rongrong's crush on teacher and decided to play matchmaker, though she suspected she might regret it later when she saw him unmasked. Come up, Suran said softly, extending his hand. Ning Rongrong put her small hand into his, and with a surprised cry, found herself pulled into his arms and sitting astride the horse. Hold on tight, he told her. Giddy up, he called, and the horse leaped forward. Ning Rongrong clung to him in terror and exhilaration, her hands digging into his waist. When she finally dared to look up, even with his mask on, she could see the sharp line of his jaw and his throat as he breathed, so masculine. A faint, clean scent of peach blossoms clung to him. She drifted and chanted. Zhu Zhuqing mounted her horse side saddle and fell in behind them. That is an extraordinary mount, she said after a moment, examining the horse's gait. It must be a 1,000-year spirit beast, an azure cloud white dragon horse. Even noble families seldom possess one. A single azure cloud white dragon horse is worth thousands in gold. Huo Wu, watching from the Shrek group, asked, Dean, they're riding horses to the Qingdao Great Forest. What about us? Flender sniffed. Those from Peach Blossom Spring Academy take pleasures in shortcuts. Not our style. We Shrek Academy students are hardworking. We'll run, good exercise, and it saves money. Flender glanced at Oscar, who quickly understood. I've got a big sausage. I've got a small sausage. Oscar answered, producing 2 comically different sausages, one thick and one thin. He kept bringing out big recovery sausages and small detoxifying sausages to restore stamina and spirit power and remove negative effects. Don't worry, Flender reassured his students. Soto City isn't far from the Qingdao Great Forest, less than 500 kilometers. With Little Ao's sausages to restore everyone's spirit power and Dean Zhao Wuji leading you, you'll make it in a day. Huo Wu pouted. Peach Blossom Spring Academy said they had limited resources, yet they're riding such beautiful white horses. We have to run. Aren't we the real ones with limited conditions? Enough, Huo Wu. If we have to run, then we run. The dean's right. It's good training, Tang said. He'd known hardship all his life. A bit of running didn't bother him. Having Shrek Academy's support already felt like a blessing compared to asking favors from other academies, as his master once had to do. Huo Wu grumbled, but relented. Fine, we'll run. Under the blazing sun, the Shrek Academy group set off at a brisk pace, feet pounding the road. Meanwhile, Suran had taken Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing to a small town on the edge of the Qingdao Great Forest. After stabling the white horses and grabbing a quick lunch, they entered the forest in the early afternoon. Suran knew this part of the forest well. Most of his 10,000-year spirit rings had been obtained here. The Qingdao Great Forest was divided into 4 regions: the Fringe Zone, the Outer Circle, the Mixed Zone, and the Core Zone. The Fringe Zone was where human settlements and small towns lay. Unless a beast tide occurred, only 10-year spirit beasts usually appeared there. The Outer Circle was home to 100- and 1,000-year spirit beasts. The Mixed Zone was far more dangerous, with many 10,000-year spirit beasts roaming, and the Core Zone was the most perilous of all. For this hunt, to find the 3rd spirit rings for Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing, they were heading for the Outer Circle. Chapter 19. What kind of monsters are they? Teacher, the standard spirit ring setup is usually yellow, purple, and the 3rd ring is normally from a beast around 1,500 years old. Isn't it too risky for us to try to absorb spirit rings over 2,000 years? One of the girls asked. In the outer circle of the Star Dew Great Forest, pale sunlight filtered through the thick canopy. Zhu Zhuqing and Ning Rongrong stood staring at the two spirit beasts sprawled on the grass, the bloodthirsty hell wolf and the steel-bone ironclad tiger, both bristling and baring their fangs. The girl's lips twitched with unease. The bloodthirsty hell wolf was about 20,700 years old, the steel-bone ironclad tiger about 2,500. Both exceeded the usual safe limit for a third spirit ring by more than 700 years. Taking rings that old could be fatal. The standard ring configuration fits most people, but not everyone, Suran said coolly. There are always a few exceptional individuals. Before his disciple accepting system had arrived, he had deliberately honed his body and physique, choosing a 1,000-year spirit ring for his second ring. With the training and feedback he designed for his students, their second ring limit had nearly reached 2,000 years. You each cultivate a unique system, the Golden Bell cover and the 10 Yama halls, and you undergo regular medicinal baths and beast blood tempering. You haven't been training long, you're only at the entry level, but compared to a month or two ago, you're completely different, he continued. Your first and second rings are already lagging behind my standard. Your third ring must fit your special skill set and physique. It has to push your age limit up. If not, he added, in the future, you won't even be able to beat Wang Sheng, who is the same level as you. At the mention of Wang Sheng, a registered disciple who usually stood guard at the academy gate, the two girls' competitive spirits flared. As the teacher's personal disciples, the thought of being outclassed by a registered disciple was intolerable. I specifically chose these two spirit beasts for you, Suran said, pointing at the wolf and the tiger. They match the 10 Yama halls and the Golden Bell cover respectively. Go, kill them. Ah, teacher, we have to kill them ourselves? The two of them exchanged panicked looks. Being instructed to absorb rings far beyond the age limit was terrifying enough. Now they had to take down the beasts on their own. Both animals were not only ancient but top-tier specimens of their species. The steel-bone, ironclad tiger's fur was said to be harder than iron, and its bones stronger than steel. Its defense was legendary. A few months ago, Ning Rongrong would never have dreamed of choosing it for her third ring. Ordinarily, the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda's spirit abilities were fixed, and the specific beast didn't matter much. Rings of similar age were interchangeable. But since training under Suran, Ning Rongrong had realized something. Her teacher was training her to be a tank. Being tanky had its benefits: durability, the ability to endure blows that would fell others. What, no confidence? Suran teased, half lying on a branch. One of you is the kingdom's top support spirit, specializing in defense and support, and the other is the future master of the 10 Yama halls, the Lord of Hell. Are you afraid of 2,000-year-old spirit beasts? He added. We'll compete, Zhu Zhuqing said through gritted teeth. She would handle her spirit ring herself. At least the teacher had placed suitable beasts in front of them and taught them how. Very good. Suran's voice held a hint of approval. Hell civet, possess! Zhu Zhuqing invoked. Her spirit possession flared instantly. Her body moved with a lithe S-shaped grace through the understory. 2 yellow spirit rings glowed beneath her feet as her eyes sharpened. Ning Rongrong looked at their teacher with admiration. This was her chance to show how much she'd improved in the last month. She called forth the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda. 7-treasure golden bell shield, she chanted. First effect, strength. Second, speed. Passive smash. 2 protective buffs wrapped around Zhu Zhuqing. The two girls had grown surprisingly close lately, especially after Zhu Zhuqing had arranged for them to ride the same horse as their teacher. Ning Rongrong admired Zhu Zhuqing and wanted to help. She added a clever twist. Suran had taught them that the glazed tile pagoda wasn't completely passive. You could throw it as an offensive weapon. With 2 layers of golden bell protection, it wouldn't break. Using the pagoda as a blunt, humiliating projectile might not deal huge damage, but it would be insulting. The tiger and the wolf instantly focused on Ning Rongrong. She just threw her spirit, no real damage, and she looked so tender and pink. Let's eat her first, they thought. After the pagoda's amplification, Zhu Zhuqing felt her strength and speed increase by roughly 30%. She had already trained the light body skill Yellow Spring's evasion. With the pagoda's boost, she moved even lighter and quicker. First spirit ability, Hell Rush Stab, she announced. Using her movement technique, Zhu Zhuqing snapped to the bloodthirsty Hell Wolf's side and rear. Hell claws sprouted on her hands and drove into the wolf's flank. The beast howled, crimson eyes whipping toward her. Be careful. The bloodthirsty Hell Wolf's claws are venomous, Suran warned. Too weak, he thought at once. Zhu Zhuqing's initial dash was sharp, but against a large spirit beast it might wound but not kill. The wolf's claws, strong enough to slice through a tree, countered in a blur. Zhu Zhuqing, trained by Suran, reacted instinctively. She tapped the Hell Wolf's claws with her foot, and a strange sensation followed. Claws that could shear wood felt flat under her sole, as if they were nothing. She slipped free and, with a mid-air twist, executed her second spirit ability. Hell 100 Claws! From the air, she rained 100 rapid claw strikes into the vulnerable back of the bloodthirsty Hell Wolf's head. Flesh and blood blurred under the assault. The wolf staggered under the furious onslaught. On the other side, the steel-bone ironclad tiger hurled itself at Ning Rongrong. Its power and defense were immense, but the girl met it head-on, her golden bell protection ringing like a second skin. Their collision sent out metallic, bell-like clangs, deep, resonant strikes like a heavy ancient gong. Om! The tiger found itself confused, stunned by the strange resilience of the girl before it. Is this human made of iron, too? It wondered. Wing Chun Inch Punch! Ning Rongrong unleashed, breathing rhythmically. Hoo! Buoyed by the double-layer golden bell, she attacked with close-range striking techniques, repeatedly targeting the tiger's eyes, their most vulnerable spot. Teacher had said that a perfected inch punch could rival the power of single-target offensive spirit abilities. It could split the heavens. The impact began to crack the golden bell's first layer. Blow after blow, the tiger's defenses were met with an unrelenting human onslaught. Finally, the tiger's left eye burst from a precise strike. 10 Yamahals, suppress hell, Zhu Zhuqing intoned, and pillars of the 10 Yamahals erupted to bind the bloodthirsty Hell Wolf. Zhu pressed her attack and drove it into a severely wounded state. Then, in seamless coordination, a hidden weapon flashed from Ning Rongrong's side, a projectile she kept tucked within the pagoda's mechanisms. It shot straight for the steel-bone ironclad tiger's remaining eye and lodged home, inflicting a grievous wound. Both the steel-bone ironclad tiger and the bloodthirsty Hell Wolf crumpled. They stared at Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing with utter disbelief, opinions of their adversaries shattered and replaced by terror. What kind of monsters are they? The wolf gasped inwardly. What kind of spirit is that? The tiger thought, clutching at its blurring vision. The aura of hellish gloom around them, denser than mine. I clearly struck her and caused no damage. She's actually harder than me? Chapter 20. Teacher Suran, please arbitrate 2 elite spirit beasts that had once roamed a territory in the outer circle lay dead, killed in a suffocating struggle. 2 purple spirit rings hung over their corpses. That was a good fight. The last 2 months of training weren't wasted, Suran said with approval. The cultivation on those 2 is still a bit high for you. Rest a little before absorbing the spirit rings, he added. Suran was pleased with Zhu Zhuqing and Ning Rongrong. He had expected them to win only with difficulty. Although both had used their trump cards, Zhu Zhuqing, even relying on the hidden weapon Ghost Shuttle he had only recently taught her for self-defense, neither suffered serious injury. We did it! The 2 girls were excited. They had defeated 2 high-grade spirit beasts whose strength surpassed that of ordinary 3,000-year beasts. 15 minutes later, both decisively delivered the finishing blows, then sat cross-legged and began to absorb their 3rd spirit rings. Suran leaned against a nearby tree to guard them. Pain gradually crept over their faces, their brows knitted and complexions tightened. The power from a spirit ring surged through a spirit master's meridians, expanding and reshaping them. The higher the ring's cultivation, the more violent that surge. If it exceeded the body's capacity, it could rupture meridians and cause bleeding from the 7 orifices. Still, with the 10 Yamahals and golden bell cover protecting them, Suran wasn't worried about mortal danger. As the girls reached a peak of pain, a muffled groan escaped both of them. Above Zhu Zhuqing's head, the Hell Civet moved. The 10 Yamahals manifested, and a Yama evil aura spread, protecting her heart meridians. Golden light shone around Ning Rongrong like an indestructible bell, toughening her bones and blood vessels. Third spirit ring absorption, 90%, Suran murmured, the anticipation in his eyes apparent. He was especially curious what Zhu Zhuqing's third spirit ability might be. Then a commotion in the jungle snapped his attention. A large snake with a red crest and red wings thudded to the grass 100 meters away, covered in blood. Two voices argued nearby, one rough, one elderly. Respected spirit saint, we attacked this phoenix-tailed crested serpent first. You can't snatch it from us. Big Sister Chow, the spirit beasts in the Star Do Great Forest belong to no one. There's no first come, first served. Besides, we didn't see you. My student needs it badly. Little Ow, finish it. You dare. Big Sister Chow, I nearly killed it myself. It belongs to us. If you're not convinced, fight me. We'll follow Spirit Master rules. From tone and content, Suran could tell what had happened and felt a surge of irritation. The people from Shrek Academy were still squabbling with Snake Granny. Chao Tianxiang over a phoenix-tailed crested serpent. Suran didn't care for the serpent. Its cultivation was too low, but he wouldn't let anyone disturb his disciples during spirit ring absorption. Everyone, my students are absorbing spirit rings. They need peace and quiet. Take your dispute elsewhere, he called from the tree, his voice calm but carrying. Who's there? Came back. Your words are unreasonable, Your Excellency, one reply snapped. The land here is unowned. We can be anywhere. Zhao Wuji's irritation flared. He'd been badly injured by a teacher from Taoyuan Academy not long ago and was still sour, looking for a chance to vent. From the serpent's crushed, bloody body, it was obvious he had beaten it almost to death himself. Xiao Wu, slower to recognize voices, mumbled, That voice, it sounds familiar. Pleasant voices all sound similar, someone scoffed. Tang San, more perceptive, frowned. Teacher Zhao, that voice seems to be. Before he finished, a graceful young man in cloud-white robes and a dragon-patterned peach blossom mask moved. In a single bound, he landed on a thick branch overhead and looked down at them. He seemed young, but carried a composed, refined air. On the left under him stood two opponents, the old woman, Snake Granny Chao Tianxiang, and a young girl. The old woman looked 60 or 70, with tidy white hair and an oddly vigorous spirit, her complexion still rosy. She gripped a 3-meter snakehead staff and 6 spirit rings pulsed around her. Behind her was Meng Yuran, a strikingly beautiful girl of 16 or 17, with short hair and a tight outfit that showed her mature figure. Her deep brown eyes stared indignantly at the wounded serpent. On the right were members of Shrek Academy. At the sight of the newcomer, Zhao Wuji's arrogance evaporated. His fierce face went immediately obsequious. So it's Teacher Su Ran from Taoyuan Academy. My apologies, it was Zhao's rudeness. We'll leave. He wiped cold sweat from his brow. He considered himself formidable among spirit saints, but he had been badly beaten by this young teacher and did not want to admit it. Chao Tianxiang and Meng Yuran studied Su Ran with surprise. Meng Yuran's eyes widened. Who was this masked young man? Why did Zhao Wuji seem frightened of him? Could someone so young really be above the level of an ordinary spirit saint? Chao Tianxiang stepped forward, lowering her staff slightly and cupping her hands in a respectful gesture. Wait, Zhao Wuji, you cannot take this phoenix-tailed crested serpent. You are called Teacher Su Ran, aren't you? I ask you to arbitrate. This phoenix-tailed crested serpent was claimed by me first for my granddaughter Yiran. It still bears the wounds I inflicted. It escaped by a moment's carelessness, and they grievously injured it when they pursued. Since Zhao Wuji shows deference to you, please judge for this old woman and my granddaughter.